Good evening, everyone. My name is Eric Taylor, and welcome to a very special Sunday night edition of Do Respite, in which we are playing Dungeons and Dragons. That mythological thing that you all thought we didn't do. We do know how. We can do it. And tonight we're going to. So, I'm joined tonight by some players. I'm joined tonight by a very special GM who isn't me. So that is also very exciting for you, since I'm pretty sure you're tired of seeing my face. First things first, JB, can I get you to slide to your right just slightly? Awesome. Now you're in frame instead of not in frame. All right, we have all the people here. I am Eric. Tonight, I am a player in a Dungeons and Dragons game. So the world may end tomorrow. Be prepared for that. Make your peace with whatever gods you worship. It's okay. And I'm playing Phantom, a Eladrin ranger person. Next, we'll go to Blue.
Hi. You should all know me by now. I'm in Blue Pants, also known as Blue. You can find me here and on Twitter and all that fun stuff. Tonight, I am playing Nemia, the Tiefling Monk.
One of our players, Axel, is having some computer issues. He may be here later. He may not be. We don't know. Also, Space Boy, who you all know, will be here later because work is a thing that keeps people from being here when we start. So that's okay too. We have a new face on the channel. This is JB at Drop the Die on Twitter, I believe.
Accurate.
Your Twitter is not in your name tag on the screen because I didn't know what it was, so I apologize for that. But you are at Drop the Die.
Fine. Yes, I am JB at Drop the Die on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all those good places. And tonight I will be playing Deodara, a monk of renowned punch.
We have much monking going on this evening. And we are joined in the GM seat for the second time ever, this time running D&D, the one, the only, you know them, you love them, Vera Says Dragons.
Hi, I'm Vera from Vera Says Dragons. You do know me. I hope you love me. Swear fealty. Anyway, I've been running D&D for approximately 3 years now. Blue will correct me if I'm wrong. I think I'm right. I've only ever run D&D 5e, but I've played in a couple of other editions, and that's always been a great time. Quick things for my table. We do operate with the rule of cool. I am absolutely totally fine with fudging rules if it means my players are having an awesome moment or a good time. I don't look at stat blocks. Those don't exist. That's not a thing. These monsters are in my head, so suffer. And we're gonna have a great blast, a big old great time. So I have 2 players here who have been at my table before, one who hasn't, and one incoming who has. And Axel did unfortunately just message me that his computer bit the dust, so he's not gonna make it. So
F's in chat.
F's in chat, guys, please. We love you, Axel. So this is the nation known as Averis, where we start our story. A nation that is somehow both old and new, with build up on the south, but the north is left mostly untouched, too wild, too untamed. And then to the west, a portion of the nation completely untouched, known as the Dovaris, which no one has ever survived. No one who has ever gone in has ever come out. A land of black glass sand and mountains that rise so high out of the fog that you can't even see the peaks, of an eternal storm that rages and rages and rages. The Grey Guard has been called in to investigate some strange tellings in a village not far from the Dovaris. The veil has seemingly thinned, strange noises in the night. Now, the Grey Guard is a mercenary company of a sort. An organization that has existed for almost as long as politics have existed in this world. And Averis tries their best to be on good terms with the guard, who is known to serve the balance, not necessarily good or evil. The players are all contracted, let's say, by the Grey Guard, and these three have been sent to investigate the problem and dispatch it as their judgment sees best. So we open with the three of you in a dark forest around sunrise. You're about a day's travel away from the village where you know you need to be. This village has no name, never has. It's too small, they say. There's only, 60 people? Maybe, if that. But you know where to go, and Phantom, I'd imagine you being the ranger, you have the map. The night before was restless and uncomfortable. There was a creeping sensation along your spines that you couldn't put a name to, that you didn't have words for. And although you do all have the benefits of a long rest, none of you are feeling quite settled. And we come into you as you're breaking camp.
You sure that fire's out, Deidara?
What does this exact region look like? We've been traveling, heading to this small village with no name, but where did we end up making camp? What's around here?
Right now you're in a pine forest that's incredibly thick. The trees are old. They all reach for the sky in varying heights, but to the point where even though they're pine trees, the canopy itself lets very little light through. The ground below you, however, is notably rather barren. No moss, not even many pine needle droppings, no pine cones. It's just thick, wet earth. There's a fog that creeps around your ankles, and it's been there since you entered this region, which would have been about a day before, but it hasn't let up.
So if it's the morning and we're fixing to head out on the last leg of our expedition to this village, I'm imagining that Deodara would be sitting nearby, mount if we have them. If not, it's fine. This forest is very dense anyway. It's probably better on foot. But she'll be sitting cross-legged next to the fire, painting on her own leg with these pastel-colored watercolor styles of inks and paint mixture, painting little tattoos of this intricate pattern that wraps all around both of her legs down to her feet that look like the tentacles of an octopus or squid.
Phantom will approach with a bucket that has water in it toward the fire and look down at Deodara. I need to put this out. If I pour this, is it going to mess up what you're doing?
She kind of leans back and looks at her leg and flexes her wiry calf and says, "Well, I'm fine. Done. Thank you."
Sure.
And she'll stand and snap close this case that she has her paints and stuff in.
And yeah, I'll pour the water and pick up the big heavy stick that's been there and stir the ashes to make sure it's out. Fire can start anywhere, you know. Doesn't have to be dry. It helps, but we'd hate to burn it down.
She grunts and gives this knowing chin raise. She's of very few words most of the time.
Namir herself.
You ready to go?
Yeah. She's just finished like packing up her roll and bed all the fixings. Clothes, whatever rations are left over, that fun stuff. So she kind of like puts it on her bag, puts the bag on her back, and fixes her cloak. Do we know what exactly we're looking for beyond just thin veil?
Something must have upset someone out here. I imagine they wouldn't make such a fuss if it wasn't real. And Deodara is kind of looking out into this forest. It is far beyond what she's used to, where she's from. She's a very tall, 6'2", probably, maybe taller than the two of you. Limber, but very muscular, almost sickeningly so. When she moves and stretches, you can see the muscles underneath her skin flexing, and she says, "This forest is so close. It is unsettling for me."
It's just
Yeah.
like home.
No. It is a little weird, at least to me. I'm not used to forests.
I know. And he'll flip the hood of his cloak up and string his bow across his back. So are we going?
Might as well. No point in standing around.
I mean, there might be a point, but I don't know what it would be.
I have to ask, V. So Axel's character,
Yes.
are they missing, or did we never know them?
So the thing about Axel's character is Goldfish, the beautiful golden tiefling bard,
That's right.
had been planning to meet with you. They had been given orders to come from a different direction. At this moment, as you realize, weren't they supposed to meet us today? You get Nemia. You get a telepathic message. Hey, it's Goldfish. So I got lost. I don't think I'm gonna make it. I lost the map. I don't know where I am. So I'm just gonna yeah, okay. Bye.
Namia, like, just about to go to follow everyone through the forest, and then just, like, pauses. And for a moment, they look like they have questioned every single decision that has led up to this point. And goes, our compatriot got lost.
You wear that
Ew.
expression often.
Yeah, I do. I do.
It's a mite troublesome, you know.
My expression troubles you?
Yes?
I didn't realize that my expression could cause such a disruption to your life.
Well, maybe you should feel more like you have an impact on people.
Well, that's a lesson to be learned later.
So, are we going to find him then? Or are we doing what
I
we
mean,
hired
I
for?
don't know where.
Well,
I don't know where
neither
they
does
are.
he, that's the problem.
Yeah,
When you get lost, you don't tend to know where you are.
they lost their map. They're not coming. We'll probably get in trouble if we don't do this.
I see.
So,
We will be at something of a disadvantage, not having anyone who speaks worth a damn. Oh well.
I speak. Well, depends on what you mean by worth a damn. Do you mean damned language or actually speaking well?
In the manner in which people feel better after.
Oh,
Who
yeah, I'm not
exactly-
that person.
Who exactly are you planning to speak to in the woods? That's why we were here.
Generally, people live in villages.
I avoid them.
That's where we're... She, like, does the hand choppy wherever, and then nods. Onward. What do you guys look like? I'm super curious.
Yes, please
I'm one of
describe
those
your characters.
visual players.
I am
That's
too.
all good.
I
It's all
love
good.
hearing my players describe their characters. That's a very big thing for me. So go nuts, guys.
Go for it, Blue.
Oh, you want me to start? Okay. All right. So Namiya basically looks like a walking shadow. And that is because, well, as a tiefling, their hair is black, their eyes are all black, and their skin is a deep navy blue. Their clothes are also different shades of like blues and purples and like, you know, it's traditional monk wear, but definitely a lot of dark blues and purples, and kind of just so they help blend in with whatever shadows may be around them. They're about 5'5", so shorter than you.
Hello, everyone. Jinx here, one of the
5'5",
monster-
definitely a little built. They've been a monk for a decent portion of their life, and they have the classic twin horns that just curl back around their head, almost in a form of a mock halo.
And if I remember right, doesn't Namiya also have emo bangs?
No.
Oh,
No, that's emo drow child. That's a different character for a different time.
Sorry, I was solving an audio
Yeah,
issue.
that's
Eric,
about
you
it.
muted?
Yeah, sorry, I was solving an audio issue. I plugged my iPhone in, and it started playing a YouTube video through my computer, which means that the YouTube video audio went to the Twitch stream. So sorry about that,
fun.
Twitch stream. It has been resolved now, but that's what I was doing. So Phantom is dressed in a deep kind of forest green, lots of gray fox fur lines the hood of his cloak. He has one of the hooded cloak cape sort of things that is a gray fox fur lined. He has a immaculate quality longbow strung across his shoulder that is handcrafted out of rosewood and is just very attractive to look at. His face tends to be under that hood, so he has a fairly long nose. You know that he stands at exactly the same height as Deodara at 6'2", because I'm a limited role player who doesn't know how to play people shorter than me. So mentally, things have to be 6'2" in order for me to function. But you know that he's got a long nose. You know that he has a slight amount of dark black kind of wiry hair that appears as a beard at the end of his chin. And that tends to be what you've seen. His hood doesn't come down very often. It seems to stay in place almost as magic. And he moves very quickly on a regular basis. So he tends to get impatient with things fairly regularly when you guys have run together. But mostly it's very woodsman-esque garb with a lot of leathers and green linens and furs. And he goes into the towns with you reticently and doesn't like to be there when you're there. Likes to get back out and be back in the woods. And then once he's out there, he's a lot more friendly with you all. But when he's in the towns, he's less so.
Deodara has very short, buzz cut black hair. And as I said, she's very tall and fairly young with these bright green, piercing eyes. The one thing most people recognize about her is that she wears very few clothes. She usually wears a top that goes from her neck and across her chest and wraps around her lower back, and billowy pants, and that's usually pretty much it. She's even barefoot on most occasions. But what you can see is that her entire back, arms, neck, stomach, ribs, and all the way up to her breasts are covered in this kraken tattoo that wraps around her like it's holding her back from something. And it's bright, vibrant purples and blues with this dark outline. Past that, she's few words, very few actions that aren't direct consequences to something. And she flexes and turns her body a lot, as though she's maintaining every muscle fiber to be tense like a cat ready to pounce on something. She too is very quick feet. So I'm imagining the three of us can cover a whole lot of ground without any other companions or horses slowing us down for that matter. So yeah, that's pretty much her. She has this dark bronzy skin as well, very tanned and very maintained from her time in her homeland.
As a note, each one of you has a small symbol about this big that is the Grey Guard's regalia, which is a white tower that is being slowly strangled by a black rose. As you progress into the forest, I would like, if there's a specific marching order or if you're moving in kind of like a clump, and I'd like to know if you're trying to move stealthily or if you're just blazing.
Clump, 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 clump.
I think that I will go with what the group decides, but I think that Phantom would be inclined to be, 10, 15 yards out in front, and moving kind of more, given who he's running with and the dexterity level that exists. He's probably not substantially more quiet, but he is trying to, move as traceless as possible and keep an eye out for what goes bump in the woods.
Okay. Namia?
Yeah, I was gonna actually ask for clarification just real quick. Have we gone to the town yet?
You've not made it there yet. You're
okay.
About, maybe an hour from the town.
Okay, I had missed that bit. Well, I personally don't see any reason to. Well, no, that's a lie. I wouldn't mind stealthing.
Okay.
If people don't mind that.
If people want a stealth, give me a stealth roll, and I would like everybody's passive perception. Also, hey, Daedara. Just give me a real quick d20 roll.
Okay. 4.
4? Okay. You don't notice anything.
We are starting strong.
Passive perception is 16V, and I got a 31 on my stealth roll.
Whew.
So Phantom vanishes.
We are starting off strong.
None of you know where Phantom went. Phantom's just gone. You're basically just hoping that he's still with you at this point.
What? Do you mean I have to go to a village? No, I'm leaving.
I got a 26.
Okay.
For my Misteel.
31, 26, and I got a 5.
Yay!
All right. So Phantom, you more or less do as your name implies. You ghost into these woods. This is your element. There's nothing about this kind of situation that you're uncomfortable with or that you don't know. Namia, you also do a pretty good job of just kind of keeping yourself quiet and keeping yourself steady, although you do stick closer to Daedara. Daedara, you are an incredibly powerful woman, an incredibly strong woman, and very dexterous. You have to be, monk. But you see, the thing you didn't count on was as Namia's walking forward, they move a branch out of the way. And then they let go. They let go of that branch, and it just cracks you across the face very audibly, very violently. You don't actually take any damage, but you are seeing stars for a second there.
She very quietly whispers, "Gah!" and then snaps the branch and throws it.
Okay, you do. As you walk further into the forest, it's an interesting sensation. The forest itself is definitely thinning out. You're approaching somewhere where it's very apparent civilization is going to be. But the feeling of this oppressive air starts taking grip along your spine, in your lungs, to the point where taking a deep breath almost hurts. It's like you're at an incredibly high altitude, but you aren't. You're at the base of a mountain. You're almost at sea level. There is a mountain rising up in the distance that you can see. And really quick, Phantom, give me a nature check.
$23.
23. You are aware of this.
Sorry. Nope, that's wrong. Because this is forest, right?
Yes.
32.
Okay.
Natural explorer.
Nice. Love that. Okay, so Phantom, you know that mountain. It's called the Dragon Spine because it looks very much like a spinal ridge from a dragon, specifically from a blue dragon. It was named some 300 odd years ago, before the current ruling family of Averis even took power. And you also know there have been tellings of dark happenings on this mountain. There have been tellings of disappearances, of monsters that would appear in a moment and then be gone again. And once, a long time ago, of ritual sacrifice that occurred. The village which you are venturing to, which at this point, as you travel, you can see in the distance, very small wooden buildings, thatched roofs. That village lies directly in the shadow of this mountain.
Okay.
You continue on, and everything passes steadily. Nothing comes to scream that it's here. Nothing comes to attack you as you... What? Okay. Okay. Nothing comes to attack you as you venture forth. You approach the village, and everything seems to fade out. Everything seems just a little bit gray. And in the center of the village, which you see immediately, again, this is a very small village. You see this strange metal, I hesitate to say statue, but formation. Similar almost to a tree, but twisted and warped, with what looks like a scarecrow hanged from it by both wrists, with its head lolling to the side. The scarecrow is dressed all in red and is made out of silver cloth that gleams. Expensive silver cloth. Each of you would know this at the very least. Cloth of silver like that does not come inexpensive. The people are varying races. You see humans, you see dwarves, you see a genasi of the flame variant wandering the streets, and they all kind of look at you, but they don't approach you as you walk in. There does not appear to be any sort of inn, and there does not appear to be any house that is grander than the rest, which would suggest where a mayor might live or thrive.
All right, so which one of you is going to be doing the talking? Because I don't particularly like villages.
The first villager that Deodara sees, she'll grab and pull to her and say, "Who is in charge?"
You grab a young dwarven figure who kind of gives you a startled look. Their beard is just coming in.
Don't be startled. Who? Missy Goldfish.
Oh my! We do miss you, Goldfish.
A name. Shake.
The leader of the town is Bora.
Where?
Bora Blackwater. She's at the tavern. Don't hurt me.
Deodara releases
all right.
the dwarf.
It's all
and says,
right. We're with the Grey Watch.
The who?
Oh,
The Grey Guard.
guard. Sorry. It's
I
all
grab
right.
my
What?
belt buckle.
The kid just runs.
Right.
Runs.
That went
Now they know
smoothly.
we are here.
Did we want them to know that we're here?
How about we just go find Bora?
Bora Blackwater.
This is going to go great. I'm excited. I'm thrilled to be part of this.
You sound thrilled.
Oh, this is I have limits with voice modulation. I'm sorry.
No,
all
no,
have
no.
limits.
I can hear it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, that's why we were supposed to have a bard.
Hmm.
They don't have the same limits that I do. Shall we go then?
This got philosophical. All right, yeah.
And as they walk, he's gonna like nudge
Wait.
Dara and hold up a pouch and be like, "I found these. They might go well with your ink set. They're a rare kind of berry that grows in the shadow of this mountain."
She takes it and nods. And, she opens it and looks at the berries. Something of import, I believe, to understanding the characters, that Deodara has a rope wrapped around her waist with the Grey Guard buckle on it to hold it there. It can be taken off pretty easily. Past that, and she has literally nothing other than a bowl. One single bowl that she carries in a sack. And she delicately pulls out that bowl and puts this pouch of berries there, right next to this small box with her paints in it, and puts it back in the sack and has it dangle from her hip. And she says, "Thank you."
Aye. They're real pretty purple once you gotta let them dry a bit first or they won't become good ink.
"That is a lovely color," she says.
All right, so Blackwater, was that the name?
Bora Blackwater.
Bora Blackwater.
Do we even
Keep
know?
pointing like that way as I'm walking by people.
Wait, hold on. I'm gonna walk up to the nearest person and go, excuse
That went
me.
so well the first time.
Look,
Okay.
I'm
We've
trying.
been here for 40 seconds and we know who and where.
No, we know who and where, but we don't know where the where is.
They pointed. We go that direction. We say tavern, Bora.
Yonder.
I'm grabbing the person and be like, excuse me.
Can I help you?
Yeah, can you
figure-
point?
You grabbed is a human man with strange gray veins that creep up his jaw. And he watches you and his eyes are slightly unfocused, but he just watches you.
Can you? Yeah. Can you point me to the tavern, or give me better directions to the tavern than a random, vague point?
To be entirely honest, we don't have a proper tavern, as it may be. If you walk that way, and he points, you will find a building that has only 2 walls, so that you can see into it, and it has the bar and the bar stools. That is where we buy our ale.
Cool. Thank you.
But there is ale there.
Yes, and wine as well. We had it recently imported from
Alright.
Visrali.
Oh,
Yes,
Israeli.
the mayor treats us well. And then he just turns and walks away.
Good talk.
Right. So here's a couple of things that I know about villages. Living in a village inherently sucks. So in order to not hate your life, you go to a tavern to drink a lot. That's what I learned anytime I've been in one. Everyone seems to drink. But most people do it inside of a building where they don't have to see the village that they don't want to be living in anymore. So this seems a bit confusing to me. Also, he looked like he might have been sick. I mean, not everybody can be a paragon of health like the two of you, but he appeared fairly ill.
I mean, you're not wrong.
I try
I
not
don't-
to speak if I'm wrong. Just thought you might want to know that.
Noted for future reference. It could be that this village is just too poor. I don't know. Maybe they need to. Maybe
They
it's a
live in the shadow
religion.
of a mountain and in the forest. You
Yeah,
think
and
they're
there's like
too poor to
60
build
people
2 more
here.
walls? Yeah.
There's like 60
How
people
hard
here.
is it to cut down a couple of trees?
I don't know. I don't cut down trees. I punch
Well-
things. Can we go to the tavern?
I mean, you could probably punch down a tree. Have you seen the muscles on Deodara? She can
Yeah.
probably manage it.
I know, she could. She's also 6'2", and I'm like not.
All right, so you punch down a smaller tree.
I look like a dwarf next to you two. Can we
Are you a dwarf? I don't think you're a dwarf. You don't have a beard.
Namia.
I thought the blue skin would have given that away.
Namia.
Yeah.
Does my presence unsettle you?
No. It takes a lot more to unsettle me than this.
She releases a deep breath that she was holding. That is good.
For the record, it doesn't unsettle me either.
Oh, I doubt you care.
I care. You're my companions. For as long as we're companions, I care. Once we're not, then it depends on the impact you've had. But for now...
Namia, you seem upset.
I'm generally always
We're standing
upset.
facing you. We're less than a foot away. The two of us look actually concerned because we were getting along so good, and now you're so sad.
I'm generally always upset about something. It's kind of just what I am.
If this were Savage Worlds, I would spend a penny to produce some kind of like berry that's known for like happy pill property. But it's not Savage Worlds, so V, I would like to just produce like a pouch full of berries.
Roll a survival check for me.
Deodara gets out some of her Xanax and passes it over. It's the off-brand kind. This just in the blue bottle.
That's a natural 20, V.
Oh.
All right. So you do, in fact, have what is known as harpsichord berries. And yes, that is a thing that exists in this country. That's how hard I went on world building. Harpsichord berries are sky blue in color, and one will give you a feeling of general euphoria, and then 2 will send you on a trip to Disasterville that you might never return from. So they're kind of regulated and usually not super legal, but you know, what are you going to do? He's a ranger. He's got them.
All right,
You're,
so I've dried them and like have like cut them into quarters.
No.
And I'll be like, all right, I'm going to give these to you, all right? And I'm no shurigan, but take one, just one of the little ones, not the whole one. One every morning when you wake up. Take one now. But every morning.
Just a quick question, Namia. Is Namia a monk or a monk?
Monk!
Okay. Making sure.
Are they mutually exclusive? You could be a...
So Deodara, they're not, but Deodara will say, you should probably take more than that. Our stillness of body is hard to overcome.
They get very potent when they're dried.
I did
More
not think I
potent.
would be having an intervention at... And Namia, like, looks up at the sky. What time is it?
7 a.m.
Oh, it's too early for this.
It's
Why
never
are
too
you
early
so
to ensure that
unhappy with
you're
us?
at your best.
Namia, at that moment, you feel a familiar press of a hand at the back of your neck. Nothing more than that. Just that reminder. And then it fades.
I have a lot of reasons to not be happy. I don't really feel like spewing my entire life story to you guys. No offense.
All right, give me just a second, chat. We're going to bring in a player, so hold, please, because there may be
Please
some
hold.
technical disruption. I hope not.
Commercial break.
Disruption!
And because this is a one-shot, I will admit that I did not spend as much time on the set, so there's no BRB screen. So you're just going to have to watch us be techie. I'm sorry. But Vera's here, as are, Blue and JB, and soon they'll be Space Boys, so #worth.
Consider this a commercial break.
Yeah.
But instead of ads,
we'll
get
do
our
a commercial
faces.
break. Drop the Die. Tell us about Drop the Die and plug Drop the Die for a minute.
Yeah, totally.
Hello, I'm JB, also known as Drop the Die. I basically write tabletop stuff. I write reviews, I review games and products. Let me open my product drawer here. Let's see, we've got these and this. We got these.
He
Got
also
a
makes
couple of those.
incredible homebrews.
Yes, I do homebrew D&D 5e stuff mostly these days.
Mhm.
Sadly, the website has had to take a back seat as I need rent money. But you can always come to me with questions, comments, or concerns about products, including on the Dungeon Masters Guild. And I know a lot of people who work there, and a lot of people who work in the greater tabletop industry, such as PAX Unplugged and places like that. That's pretty much what I do. I try to be a liaison between the world of tabletop and your home games so that you don't waste your time, effort, or money. I also run a D&D live stream every Friday. It's an All Rogues campaign, and it's been very well received so far. So if that interests you at all, we have a fantastic cast that I know you'll know at least 2 people from. So you can check that out anytime. And I don't flood the
Critical Bard's
stream
on that,
with-
right?
Yes. Critical
Yeah.
Bard, the Lady Tiefling, Latia is fantastic, Gabe James Games, a very lesser known person named Liz Raptor Handed. She's been fantastic on the stream despite not having a whole lot of background in the whole social media thing.
Mhm.
And Justice Armand, who some of you may know, who released a lot of stuff on D&D 5e on the DM's Guild. It's been fantastic. We've gotten a bigger reception than I ever thought we would for that live stream. So we would love to have you out and come check it out. Chat and everyone here and all that stuff. We're going to start having guest spots open next season. We do 10 episode seasons. So next season, I'm going to try and have at least 4 guest spots open during that 10 episode block so that we can have more people from the tabletop world come in and mix it up with these crazy rogues.
Cool.
Awesome. Alrighty. Well, Space Boy's here now because I'm getting almost good at this.
Almost, he says. Okay.
Almost. Space Boy's here.
Space Boy.
And so, after that brief commercial interruption, we will continue.
Yes. So while this intervention is happening, we're just going to pan away for a minute. Hey, Evalda. Can't hear you.
You're muted.
Hello.
There you are. All right. You got the call about 30 minutes ago that the group of the Grey Guard that had been sent out had one of their members get lost and return to base. You know, Goldfish. This happens. goldfish is great, but, this happens. And so you were teleported ahead of time to the village where they now are entering. And you being you, I imagine you did not waste much time in finding the tavern? Muted. No? There you are.
Okay.
Yep.
Interesting.
Interesting indeed.
But yes, I wasted no time finding the nearest tavern.
All right. The tavern is a very strange sight to you. It is only 2 walls, and the rest of it is open. And when I say 2 walls, I mean it's like in an L.
Okay.
So, there is a roof. It's not the best roof you've ever seen, but what caught your eye when you entered into the village itself, or maybe it didn't, was a strange metal form, something like a tree in the center of the village that had a scarecrow hanging from its wrists, dressed all in red and formed from cloth of silver. It's fully visible from the tavern, like, because the way it's set up, when you're sitting, you can just see that gruesome, strange ornament out of the corner of your eye. The tavern is mostly empty, but for the bartender, a person passed out on one of the tables, and a gnome who is playing the lyre.
I kind of hum at the strange scarecrow, and then waste no time turning my attention to the bartender.
Mhm.
I'm assuming I left my horse tied out somewhere.
Yeah, your gigantic white draft horse is tied right outside.
Okay. I slapped down a single gold coin and say anything that remotely tastes like beer, please. And the please is an afterthought.
Okay. The tavern keeper, who is a human man with dark skin, long braided hair, watches you, and his stare is a little unsettling. It's a little too sharp, but his pupils are almost gray instead of black. And he just kind of nods at you, grabs a tankard, squints, grabs a bigger tankard, and fills that and puts it in front of you, and takes the gold. Money like this will keep it going all day. Is that what you want, ma'am?
Absolutely. It's how I like it.
Understood. And he just goes back to washing down the bar itself. The ale that he has given you is strong. Stronger than you're used to.
I still foolishly guzzle it down.
Okay. Panning back to our intervention.
It is too early for this.
No, it's never too early to feel your best. I mean, especially when we ain't got a bard, then it's real important that all of us are at our best. And if you're feeling down and dismal and sad and
I'm
looking at us as too tall, then...
Oh, your height has nothing to do with anything.
You're only as tall as you imagine yourself.
Oh.
I don't know how to interpret that sentence,
Why are we bringing height into this?
You brought height into it in the first place.
I said that, yeah, I look like a dwarf next to the two of you, but that's because we were mentioning punching down trees and ability of doing that. And I don't think I have the ability to punch down a tree. And currently, I really don't want to find out if I can punch down a tree. I'd really rather find out what is
there was a
up at
small
this
tree
town.
near the front. We can go back.
No. How about we just find out what's going on at this town.
Maybe
and
there's
the
like a potted one at the tavern. Let's go see.
tavern.
Deodara will reach out one of her gnarled, muscular hands as if to ask for your hand.
I will give her my hand.
She just like holds it and looks at your knuckles and then nods sagely and says, "No need. You could."
Punch.
Lets go of your hand and then starts walking the direction you keep pointing and yelling about.
Right. I apparently can punch it on a tree. Cool. Tavern.
Aye.
You approach the tavern and you see a sad building. Can it really be called a building? It only has 2 walls. There's no floor. It's still mud. There's the bar. There's the alcohol lined up along the wall. There's a well directly next to the bar to draw fresh water from. And then a couple of tables, one of which has a passed out person. In the corner, there is a gnome playing very depressing music, and the barkeeper. And outside the bar is actually where you find... Hang on. What is the most interesting? There is a massive white draft horse sitting there, and it has the regalia of the Grey Guard on its saddle. And then when you look into the bar...
recognize the horse?
No, you don't. When you look into the bar, you also see a woman drinking like it's her job.
Do we recognize the woman?
Would they recognize you? You're muted? Okay. No, you don't recognize her, but she is dressed all in gray.
Goldfish does not have a horse like that.
No, Goldfish does not have a horse like that.
Right, so here's the question. If there's already one of us here, why do we have to come?
We have the wrong village.
All right, let's go. We'll find the right one.
No, guys.
This map must be incorrect.
Oh.
I mean, it's not my map. I got it from...
You followed it unerringly.
No, that's why we're here.
Damn.
I hate when they give me the wrong map.
No, how about
maybe that's how Goldfish got lost. Maybe he was given the wrong map. I mean,
how about I need a drink. I'm going to the bar.
You go to the bar. The bartender looks at you with that strange, too sharp stare and those grayed out pupils.
I'm passing over. Well, actually, no. How much for a beer?
4 copper.
Cool. I'm gonna pass over 4 copper. Copper.
Yeah. Okay. You are given a tankard that is notably smaller than the half-orc woman sitting next to you.
That's fine.
Yavalda, you do, in fact, recognize the person that's standing next to you, although they don't recognize you. This is Nemia, the resident shadow monk of the Grey Guard's White Tower. Cannot hear you.
Hello?
There you are.
Okay. Am I from the same HQ?
You are the most recent induction to that HQ, but you have a different commanding officer.
Okay. I look over at Nemia and just kind of huff a laugh. So, you're one of the people the paper pushers sent.
I'm sorry. Please take no offense to this. Do I know you?
Probably not. I've only been with the guard for, I think, 5 months at this point.
Ah, okay. You have the horse. Guys, I'm gonna like wave them over to my location if they were not already coming due to concern about my mental health and well-being.
To quickly recap what you would see, I suppose, Deodara is a 6'2" woman who's very thin. She has almost no like excess weight, probably 8% body fat. It's unsettling. Extremely muscular and extremely physically fit, with bronzy dark skin and black stubbly shaved head. She has bright green eyes and is wearing this like half shirt that just covers like her breasts and around her ribs. And you see that she's covered in colorful like tendril tattoos that are everywhere. It looks like a kraken on her back.
Okay.
And Phantom, as he enters the building, will push back the hood, and he has a mohawk that's about 3 inches tall, of jet black, and just a jet black wiry kind of goatee, and is very clearly an elf, and is dressed in furs and like green dyed leathers, and has the tower symbol at his throat to hold the cloak closed. So we decided it's the right tavern then. The map wasn't wrong.
Every tavern's a right tavern. And
I don't think that's
No.
true, because that means we've got to be inside of a village, and being inside of a village is definitely less good than being out of a village. Plus, you can get better alcohol in the forest.
It could also be the wrong tavern.
again, never the wrong tavern. Might be the wrong town, but never the wrong tavern.
Wait, so is it the wrong town?
No.
Where were you going? Was it an unnamed village here in the mist?
Listen, this is where my CO sent me. Quite frankly, I didn't really bother to remember the name of it.
How did you get here?
How did I get here? On my
Believe
horse.
You were teleported.
For
With a horse.
emergency situations, the Grey Guard has teleportation rods. Nemea has one to basically be the lot of your... It's a bailout stick in case everything goes to hell and y'all are about to die. It's standard procedure for the Grey Guard. Yavalda was given one to get here when it became apparent that Goldfish was not joining you.
Listen, all I knew is that my CO wanted me to come here because you're one person short.
That's not a very nice thing to say about Nemea.
I'm sorry. Why
This is
are we
a
bringing
very-
Hayden
A
again?
very serious question. How tall is Yavalda?
Yavalda is over 6 feet.
Yes!
She is a big, beefy half-orc woman with long, wavy, dark brown hair, almost black, shaved at the sides. And she's got pretty impressive tusks for a half-orc, and each tusk has 2 ringed piercings, one above the other, kind of thing. And she's dressed in standard Grey Guard leather armor. You can tell that her armor's taken a beating, but it's nowhere near to being falling apart. And she smells of beer and horse, but mainly beer.
A lovely combination.
So Phantom will approach and reach into one of the many pouches and produce kind of a small skin, and he'll offer it to Yavalda. If you unfold it and rub it against the armor, it'll get out a lot of there's a natural oil in the skin, and it'll make it look a little bit nicer. It'll also kind of knit the fibers back together, and it'll make it safer in general.
Huh. That's neat. Thanks. And I'll take the item offered.
Sure.
What is
You
it?
really
Just-
like giving out random objects meant to improve things,
Namia.
don't you? Yeah.
It is his love language. Let him speak.
I'm putting
Remember,
this.
we had a
putting this
conversation
down.
about the fact that as long as we're companions, I care about you.
I'm putting this down as magical leather soap.
Honestly, that's pretty accurate.
But not borax.
Not borax.
Not the bodega soap.
No,
Not bodegas.
No.
No.
I'm from nature. Nature has much to offer, and I think that humankind specifically, but many of the other races as well, have forgotten that. So it's important to offer its bounty to those who can use it.
Gotcha. That explains a whole lot about your personality.
Whatever you say. And then I take another swig.
Uvalda, real quick, give me a perception check.
Perception check.
And Phantom, I just need a d20 roll.
I keep thinking you're talking about your cat.
Look, I love my cat to death, but she is old. She's asleep. It is her bedtime.
Honestly, I thought the same thing at first, don't worry.
15.
My cat's name is Phantom.
13.
You don't notice anything. Uvalda. It's at that moment that you kind of start to pay attention just a little bit to the gnome that's playing the lyre.
Mm-hmm.
The music had been downright depressing before. That's very true. But now it's almost mournful. And the entire tone has shifted. This is as important to you as you let it be. But the bartender has kind of stopped and is just listening.
Mm,
And the person that's passed out in the corner rolls off the table and into the mud. You're pretty sure they're still unconscious.
I laugh at that. I for maybe like 2 seconds I pay attention to the gnome and then just go back to minding my own beeswax.
It's not often that we get strangers in this village. What is it that you all are here for?
No idea.
Bartender just kind of cocks his head.
I personally have no idea why I'm here, aside from the fact that I was told to be here. And then I turn to look at the other 3 Grey Guard members. So, why are we here?
That sums it up.
You mean you have no idea why we're here?
Well,
I think maybe they told Goldfish.
we're here because something with the veil sin.
Of course, it's always something with the veil.
Isn't it always? And I can tell you this much, it is thin. I can feel
look
it
at
already.
Deodara. Is it always something with the veil?
Yeah, most of the time it is.
I see.
Phantom, with your affinity to nature, you can actually feel it. The veil is normally something as simple as the air you breathe, the wind around you. It's steady, constant, almost to the point where you stop noticing it, especially in places where it's strong. Here, it's almost like the veil, it's almost like a literal veil, like a bridal veil that just washes over your skin every now and then, so fine that it feels like gossamer, like moving wrong, even in this physical plane, could tear it. It's very, very strange.
Nope. definitely something with the veil.
That's what I said. It's always something with the veil. So,
If you were sent here due to something with the veil, then you're going to want to head north to the grove.
what's at the Grove?
No one knows, but there's a song about it. It's existed as long as the village has, as long as the scarecrow has hung in the square.
But yeah, what's up with that anyways?
No one's quite sure. It was here before the town was, and didn't feel right to take it down.
So, what's this song? I'm sure it's better than this. And
Sing it.
point my thumb over my shoulder at the bard.
The bartender actually snaps his fingers, and the gnome kind of goes, and you see the same gray veins all along her throat, going down below her clothing. And she just kind of changes the tune. And I would know the mists as they would know me too. The grove lies to the rifts, and it will follow you. The grave is ripe for taking. He knows it is the time. The sun he shall be faking. So follow now this rhyme. That's existed as long as the town, too. One of the bards that helped to form it woke up and just wrote it one day.
Fascinating, I guess. Is there anything that isn't older than the town here?
The people.
It
Besides
makes one
that.
wonder why they would settle here if all this bad shit was already in place.
Where else were we to go? It's hard land, hard travel, but it's fertile land here, too.
Sounds like a bad investment, but then again, I don't live here.
So I'm gonna as I look around, I'm gonna be looking very specifically for those gray veins on patrons who aren't us.
There's only one other patron in the tavern, and she is currently out cold, face down in the mud.
I'm gonna go over and I'm gonna use a stick or something. Like, I imagine he has a walking stick, and he's just gonna kind of nudge her to where he can kind of see the neck area to see if he sees those veins.
Yes, actually, you do on her wrists. Her shirt is mostly without sleeves, and the veins travel up her wrists to about mid-arm, mid-bicep.
And they were on the gnome. Are they on the barkeep?
No, but his pupils are gray.
So Phantom's just gonna walk outside, which I know is not difficult in this particular.
Not at all.
He's just gonna go through he's not gonna go through the door. He'll just go around one of the walls that doesn't exist. And
that is the thing to note. Actually, there's a doorway.
But also missing walls.
Yeah, but the doorway's in the middle of one of the missing walls. So
yeah, he'll kind of look at the door, and there's a clear illustration on his face that he knows socially he's supposed to go through it because it exists. But then he's not going to. But he's going to go looking for other people, and he's going to find a sample size of 7 people, and he's not going to necessarily get too close, but he's going to look for gray eyes or gray veins or something.
I'd say that's an investigation check.
Sure.
or maybe a medicine check,
We'll go with that.
whichever
one.
one's better.
That's better.
Okay.
15 plus 6, 21.
Okay. You notice that there's not a lot of people that are out and about at this time of day. You see maybe 10 people total walking about. Out of all of those people, not including the ones in the tavern, you see 3 that have gray veins.
And so each one that he sees has gray veins. He's going to go up. Do you frequent the tavern here often?
No, I don't drink. Sorry.
Oh,
She
it's-
leaves, and
that's
this one, sometimes. I haven't been in a couple of weeks, though, and walks along. Oh, yeah, I passed out there I got kicked out last night, so that was, it's good ale! And then he just keeps going.
All right. Is there a well in town?
There's a well directly next to the tavern.
He's going to go look in it, and you can jump back to people whenever, but there's something really off about this, and it's upsetting.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to, go to the well and, haul the bucket up. And,
You see a face.
in the bucket?
See a face in the bucket. Like the cut off face of a scarecrow, but made entirely out of flesh.
Hello.
There's no answer.
I'm Phantom. do you come to this well often? No?
It doesn't answer you.
Wait here a moment, if you would, and he'll set the bucket down, and he'll come in. Excuse me, locals, I need to speak with the other... them.
Of course. Take your
out
time,
here-
and he'll
out
just start
here.
washing the bar.
Do you see this? This ain't normal. This doesn't happen in woods.
What exactly are you talking about?
This
And I
No.
brought the tankard.
You don't see anything, Yvalda.
It's just
Nemia,
a-
you see it. And Didara, you don't.
It's just a bucket with some water.
Oh,
False.
that's
there's
nasty.
a face in the water.
Yeah,
sure?
he's right.
You're sure you haven't been drinking? Because I've been here for a while.
I don't drink unless I made it.
Hmm.
And I ain't made it in a long time.
No, he's right. There's a face in there. Do I recognize it? Just out of pure curiosity.
It's a scarecrow's face carved out of flesh.
Oh, cool. Okay, sorry.
Theodora will take her fingies and put it in the bucket and wiggle, 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 and reach and try to feel if there is some type of invisible something in this water.
No, it's just water, although Phantom and Nemia, you see the face moving as she's touching it the way it would most likely move. But
I watch their expressions, and when it changes to you're touching it, I grab. And I'll pull like I'm trying to pull something out of the water. Be like, oh, a face.
you are apparently holding a face, although you don't see or feel anything.
There's a finger through the eye where it should be. And
Oh yeah, you've got a finger through the eye, you've got a finger through the nose. It's just it's not great. And also there's blood dripping off of your hands now.
so it's running down.
Yeah,
this
but only you and
slender,
Yvalda see
muscular
that.
arm. And I turn my hand towards them. You see a face?
Yeah.
This is why
Hey, did you cut your hand or something? And I look at the bucket for nails.
No. No nail can cut me.
Yeah, whatever you say, but you got something right there. And then I point at her arm and gesture at her arm with my big tankard.
I see some water running down.
No,
my
you
arm.
see the blood.
Oh.
You sure? you didn't-
Phantom and Nemea, you just see water.
No.
This is weird.
Tastes like blood?
No, it tastes like water.
Visions. I spit it away.
Fail.
We're level 10. I don't have time to fuck around with these weird questions.
Yeah.
We're here to
Alright.
change things, save people. Woo! Great guard! So here we are.
So we've got a haunted well, is what I'm looking at here.
Perhaps blighted land.
I mean, that would explain some of the gray veins that's on everyone. I, for a minute, thought it was the beer, but if we're seeing all this in the well... But if they think we ought to head north...
Nemea, you feel the press of the hand again on the back of your neck.
Oh, yeah, north. North is going to be fun.
I mean,
Actually, question real quick for DM. Sorry. Can I do a religion check on the scarecrow? To, like, determine if it's involved with a religion? I've studied religion. You know I've
don't
studied
say.
religion.
I do. Roll it.
Okay. Just because
At an advantage.
Oh, I was just going to ask if I have advantage.
The glory of knowing everything about your regular players' backstories.
DM, that would be a natural 20 with
There's-
a 25.
Oh, there is a definite link to a very certain god with scarecrows that are hung like that.
Ooh, which god? Do I know this guy?
Your favorite.
Oh, my favorite. Oh. Oh, yay. Oh.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, guys. North is going to be fun. Actually, is it possible, now that I know the religion, for me to guess that he would have started this? Like the gray veins and the...
Kind of seems like something he'd do.
Okay. Right. Well, guys. Well.
Nemea,
Yeah.
we have traveled together for days.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you always go, ugh? And I mimic the pulling away from something touching her neck. Just a
'Cause
blood
every-
dripping off my arm and a face is hanging between my fingers.
Oh, yeah, totally. Looks great. Godly influence.
Yeah, you're a believer then, aren't you?
In a way.
Hmm.
They like to screw with me. A lot.
I don't envy you.
No, please don't. I know the one who handled this. I really don't want to say his name in case he decides to appear. So,
Can you
You
write
said
it down?
Words.
would writing it down be worse or as bad?
You have no idea.
Right. Sure. I'll write it down. I'll take the risk. It's Bane. It's like she writes out Bane, like with her finger in the dirt.
The word
Yeah.
name Bane stares at you all from the dirt.
Blood trickles across the ground and fills the indention.
Yes, it does as it drips off of your arm.
And as we see the bard, what does the bard sing, Vera?
What? I'm sorry.
Oh.
Oh,
Hold on. Do we actually have 10? 1, 2,
no.
3,
That was a joke.
4, 6,
Too bad.
8, 9.
Oh, dear Lord. I only prepared one song.
Oh, we'll
So
make
this
this
is
simple.
this is acapella off the dome then. That's great.
I mean, or we make it simple and we turn around and as you're all talking with creepy face, I'll go back into the gnome and look at her.
Thank you.
Sing it again.
If I give you a silver, will you re-sing the song for me?
You give me a silver and I'll sing anything you like.
Oh, don't make that joke, V. I'll make a
I've got
weird request
81
off the top of
gold.
this.
It has to be something I know, dude. And also something that won't get your channel, like, blacklisted.
I would like to hear "Baby" by Justin Bieber, please.
I don't know
Oh my
that
God.
song.
Silver.
Oh,
I
yes,
will-
you do.
I will
I
turn
don't.
over a silver.
Admittedly,
Just
when
want to
I
hear
was
the song
when I
again.
was leaving work, someone had their car door open, and that's what was blaring.
It's a sign.
Okay. And I would know the mists, and they would know me too. The grove lies to the rifts, and I will follow you. The grove is ripe for taking, he knows that is the time. The sun he shall be faking, so follow now this rhyme. This is what I get for trying to be immersive and cool. Exploitation.
Only because I'm not sure, because first time playing this specific class.
Mm-hmm.
Can I use grim psychometry on this specific, like this particular song?
Go.
Alrighty.
We delve in deep.
What is it? Okay, I have advantage. Nat 20.
What is going on? Y'all are having a lot of that.
It's one of those things where it said, "Hey, Eric let D&D on his channel. We got to make it good."
Okay. So you want the history of the song.
Yes.
So there are whispers in your head for a moment, and it just fades in, fades out, fades in, fades out. And what you hear is, the song came from beyond. The song came from him. The song came to warn. The grove is what holds him back. The grove is what holds him away. And the song is the warning. Hear it thrice in one day, and he shall come.
Yvalda's gonna take a long, slow sip and just kind of squint as she takes in this information. And then pointing at the bard, don't sing that song a third time.
She just starts playing some random, still depressing tavern song, but it's not that one.
Do you know anything happy? I mean, I gave you silver.
I know a song about the execution of the man who tried to kill the king. That's happy.
No, that doesn't sound happy at all. But that's fine. I really do appreciate that you sang it again for us. It's very kind of you.
You're very welcome.
And he'll turn to his companions. So, Narth then.
Yeah. North.
So,
North's not so bad. There's more trees out that way.
before we head out, as I was sipping my magical juice
Mm-hmm.
that sometimes acts as magical memory juice, and
Mhm.
she's completely bullshitting this, remembered something when I heard that song a second time. And by remember, I had some funky voices whispering. Song's a warning. Hear it a third time, and some mystical he will show up, and apparently the grove is the only thing keeping him at bay. And she does one air quote because she's still carrying that tankard around.
Right.
So,
So,
not north. If the grove's all that's keeping him at bay, do we want to go mess with what's there?
Who says it hasn't already been messed with?
the veil's already thin.
It won't hurt if we even go investigate.
Veil's already thin, and this is already his gestures to the name on the ground. Favorite spot, it looks like. Yay.
So wait, and I point to the name on the dirt. This is our hymn?
That's my guess. I could be wrong. I could be very wrong. I do know him quite well, though.
Y'all got history?
Apparently.
What, did you date him? Slept with him? Broke his heart?
He's a god.
I've heard weird things about clerics.
I'm not a cleric.
Oh, I mean, but you don't have to be. You're a monk. Monks do be known to study.
Yeah. Yeah.
I also don't think a lot of gods are
Exclusive to clerics.
Oh, this one's not picky when it comes to me. But how
Well, there you
about
go.
All right, let's just go to the grove. Can we stop digging into? Why are we
this is
digging into my
important.
life again?
Because you
Exactly.
set yourself up.
Exactly how involved were you two?
I didn't do anything. He just decided that we should be, and I said no, and now he's mad.
Well, clearly you did something if he thinks that you should be something.
Yeah, I said no. He speaks things that don't make sense and all that fun stuff because he's a god and likes to torture people, literally, by the way. Not that I've experienced it, but I know that he does. So that's that.
Look, if it's really this guy that's causing all this veil thinning, why don't you just go on a date and in exchange ask him to stop?
Can we just go to the grove?
Suit yourself.
I don't feel like going on a date with a god of torture and evil.
Not even for the greater good of mankind?
Not even for the greater good of my sanity.
That's not what I said.
That's why I gave you the berries.
Namia,
Yeah.
you are the expert here. Why would Bane poison these people so?
He's the literal god of torture.
You've said, why them in this way?
All right, this is where I need DM help. Please, info, please. If I have it.
So here's the thing.
You're our best bet to get any insight into this.
Yeah, help, please.
So here's the thing. You don't know if it would be Bane himself that would do this, but an acolyte or an ally of his, that tracks pretty damn well. Maybe to weaken the veil to allow him to peek through and to insert his influence into the world around you, especially with you being as close as you are to the Dovaris.
All right, so I don't know about the whole poisoning of the people thing. That
And
could
you-
actually... Oh,
You
wait,
have
continue.
a moment where in your mind's eye, you see the flash of yellow eyes, yellow irises staring at you. That's not Bane's eyes. You know that very well. As I give Nina PTSD. You see the flash of yellow eyes staring at you. It's just the eyes, but you swear they crinkle for a moment like they're smiling before they vanish.
Right, that was weird. So I don't know much about the whole poisoning of the people thing. It could be that's part of weakening the veil, but it could be that our lovely friend here, and again, she gestures to the name on the ground, and she goes, that dude, we're just gonna call him dude now. It could be that his friend of his or some acolyte, whatever, demonic priest, something along the lines of that, who knows, went, hey, I'll help you, and then was like, hey, we'll lower the veil, weaken it, that fun stuff, so that way you can come through and do things. And so it could be that's what they're doing in the grove over yonder, and why the veil is thin, because they're trying to break him through.
So we should definitely go to the grove.
Yeah, probably.
All right. And Yvalda's going to turn around, head back to the bar, and ask for a refill.
You get that easy enough. You paid a gold, so he gives it to you free of charge. Phantom, I would really quick just like a nature check from you. And Daedara, I would like a perception check. Nemia, you feel the press of the hand again.
You keep asking me to do things, and I'm not very skilled. That is a 5.
So how walled in is this village? Is this still technically forest?
You can still see the forest. I'll let you have the bonus.
Okay, so that's a 36 then.
Okay. You're watching Daedara, I was gonna try and have something cool happen for you, but a bird poops in your eye. So
That's
She
actually
reaches
cool.
up and rubs the edge of her thumb to get it off and flicks it. She doesn't seem all that fazed by it.
yeah, she really wouldn't be, huh? Anyway.
It did something interesting with the ink that you put above your eyebrow. Now it looks pretty good.
Some say it's lucky.
I agree with them.
Phantom.
Mm-hmm.
What you notice is the forest that you had come from had been southbound. Northbound is more towards the Doveries, actually, and more towards the mountain. This forest that you had come from is a very verdant green, very lively and healthy, despite the depressive air, despite the fog, despite the strangeness of the barren ground and the powerful trees. Northward, however, the forest changes. It's no longer pine trees. There's oak, there's pine, there's fir, there's maple, and all sorts. They just are all intermingled. And you notice that there are dead patches. Just patches where there's no color, no life, and the trees hang withered, fading towards the ground like a hand that had erupted from the grave and then gone limp once more. Intermingled with the green trees that still stand proud, even if some of them look worse for wear as well.
So I am going to kind of we're headed out into the forest, if I'm understanding correctly. Yes, I'm gonna kneel at the edge of one of these like dead trees, and is the loam also dead, like in a radius around the tree. So I'll kind of kneel and I'll hover my fingertips about 2 inches above, and I'll close my eyes, and I'm going to use spell slot and do primeval awareness. We are in either forest or mountain. Both are my favored terrains. So I have a 6-mile range on this, and I'm reaching out looking for any of those aberrations, dragons, fae, fiends, and undead.
6 miles out, you don't feel anything in any direction.
Okay.
Until you do. At the very edge of the awareness, directly north, you feel... I believe it would count as an aberration.
Okay.
And at first it's just 1, then 2, and then 3, and then 7. Just meandering along the very edge of your awareness.
Okay. He's going to stand up and he's going to unsling his bow off of his shoulder and turn and flip the hood back over his mohawk and look at the rest of you. Something unnatural walks out there in those woods. Not just one thing, lots of them.
Wait, you mean northwards?
Aye.
I mean, we already agreed that we'd go north, so what are we waiting for?
As far as I'm concerned, nothing.
Sweet, hold this. And I pass Phantom my tankard, and I go to untie my horse and mount it from the ground.
The three of us laugh to ourselves. Slow ass horse.
You do remember who your DM is, right? The DM will remember that. Anyway. Is there a particular marching order?
You forget that I like to suffer.
I know, it's why I love having you at my table. You're so easy to torment.
I think it's quite obvious that all of us love to suffer.
Why else
We like
would you-
that good, sweet pain.
Why else would you be here?
I know.
Because we love you and you're adorable and a water type. I'll go first.
Nina,
Road.
help.
I gotta be kind to my blood pressure.
He's not being kind to mine. Anyway. Fire. Anyway, I would like a total marching order for everybody. I already have all of your passive perceptions. And is anyone keeping an actually active eye out other than Phantom, who I'm pretty sure is after sensing what he sensed?
Especially since one of my favorite enemies is aberrations.
So just like party dynamic here, there are usually two ways to handle like a marching order when someone is not stealthy at all and another's on a horse, right? Do you want to go ahead stealthily and scout and then us catch up? Or do you want us to go and you be stealthy behind so they don't know you're there and you get the drop on them if they attack us?
I think Phantom in this case is going to go for the second one of those based upon his combat MO.
Yeah, I was thinking you probably would because you know they're there and you already told us we'll be on our guard anyway, and
Yeah.
scouting will be kind of less important.
Yeah, Valda's gonna take up the rear because I don't think anyone's gonna have a fun time trying to see around. Her large horse is very large.
I'll be like,
rear.
Tango's
Come
got a
on.
big butt.
You
I'll be
do.
like, come on, horse rider. We can go in the front.
That's fine.
You notice that as you start walking, the horse is not on the ground. The horse is floating.
That's fine.
The travel passes rather unimpeded, but you do notice more patches of dead ground, dead land, dead trees as you wander along. All of you rather on your guard. So none of you are exactly surprised when the first bouts of wicked laughter start. Something like a hyena, but if a hyena was twisted, warped, demonic. One and then another and then another. And Phantom, you sense at least 10 of those aberrations circling the lot of you.
Yavalda's gonna do this thing where she mocks the laughter.
Hmm.
So just through the air, there'll just be this kind of cutting sound of like a bird that's not super native to here. And it'll just, kind of happen 3 times and that's his best effort at a warning.
Okay. He made the effort. Whether you understand it as a warning is up to you. But I will say none of you are surprised as the first one slinks out of the bushes. It is a strange, horrific amalgamation of creatures. It is a dog, but it is a cat, but it is a bug with insectoid black shining hide and 6 legs. The form is continually shifting, almost like it doesn't want to hold the form. And its eyes, it has 5 on each side, traveling down its head to the body, each one glowing in a different shade of blue or yellow. And everybody roll initiative. Did you get a nat 1? Tell me you got a nat 1.
No.
Nat 20?
Yeah.
I hate you.
So we've all rolled one tonight. That'll be a 21 total. I'm still not going to go first.
I mean, you
I would
might.
guess.
It's okay. I'm definitely not going first.
19, V.
Wow.
19? Okay. What did you get, Beck? Blue?
7.
Okay.
The world
And
is made up of
Yavalda?
numbers.
I beat that with a 6.
Wow. Wow. And did you roll for Tango?
I figured he'd just go on my turn.
Yeah, we don't do that anyway. All right, so first up is Daedara.
Deodara is up. How far away is the nearest one of these creatures that I think is going to attack my companion on her floating horse?
25 feet, and this one is solely focused on you.
That's fine. So Deodara leans forward about 30 degrees, like she's going to reach down and touch the ground with her fingertips, and then just hauls ass, just runs straight at this thing, shoulders down, arms out, and grabs it with this big kind of sweeping bear hug almost.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. 26.
That'll definitely hit.
Okay. Everyone at home, hello. I am playtesting a homebrew subclass for monk, so bear with us if we change things on the fly. But as it is, when I grab this creature, I drive my body into it for 7 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And then I will make my attack, since this is my attack action.
Mm-hmm.
Above a 20. So 18 plus 8, so 26.
Yeah.
I will Fury of Blows and attack it 2 more times with a 19 and another 26.
All hit.
Okay. 3, 6. 24 points of bludgeoning damage on top of the 7.
Okay. The beast shrinks away and snarls at you, but it doesn't look too rough.
It shrinks nowhere. That's going to be it for my turn. I'm not doing anything
Okay.
else.
Okay. Next up is Phantom.
Sorry, I'm remembering how to play D&D.
Have fun.
What can I see from where I am?
You can see from where you are 4 of the beasts that are circling. And you can see the one that
How are they in
Didara
terms
has.
of proximity to each other?
Within 5 feet of each other, each of them.
All right, so we are going to use our Horde Breaker shot and start and just go down the line.
Okay.
And we will just start on an end. Is the end where Deodara was? Like where Deodara took the attack first?
Yeah.
Okay.
You sense more of them, you only see 5.
Okay, that's fine. It's well above a 20. It's
That hits.
28. Okay. Hang on just a second. So as he pulls the shot, he kind of steps seemingly out of the shadow and the mists of the forest and lifts up what appears to be an empty rosewood bow. And as he pulls the string back, there is what looks like kind of a rose stem that seems to extend out and blossoms. And there is a rose petal fletched arrow set there on the string, and he takes aim and looses at the target.
Okay.
And we'll do 7 damage.
Okay. And is this the one that Deodara was holding or no?
Yes.
Okay, so that one looking pretty rough.
Okay. I'll fire at the next one with the Horde Breaker.
Okay.
And we'll get a 22.
That'll hit.
And that'll be 10 damage.
Okay.
That will be 19.
To hit?
Yep.
Yes.
That will similarly be 10 damage.
Okay.
I think this is this the 4th or the 5th? I don't know. I
Third.
Count. 3rd. That's 24.
That'll hit.
And that is 7 damage.
Okay.
That is a 30.
Does it hit?
And that's 9 damage.
Oddly, 30's too high. And this is their AC completely.
No. Yeah, just impossible. I think that was 5.
That is 5 that you've just hit, yes.
Okay. I will add the sneak attack damage on the last one.
Okay.
Which is an additional 9 damage.
Okay. Done. All right. Each one kind of roils and snarls in pain, but the sound is just cacophonous. It hurts in your ears. It rings to your head. You can feel it in your teeth.
Mm-hmm.
And it is now their turn.
I'm going to cunning action to hide again.
Okay. Yeah, it's fine. Let me know what your stealth is.
My stealth roll was a 32.
Okay. They do have advantage to find you, however. That is a nat 20, but on a 32, it's like a 32. It's like a nat 20. Even with their nat 20, it's only like a 28. So I still don't think that works.
It's up to you.
I'm going to rule no just because it's cooler to let you hide.
Okay.
So they don't find you.
Yep.
All right. The one that you are holding, Deodara. Holding this thing is one of the worst sensations that you have ever experienced in your life. One moment it's gooey and soft, and then the next it's hard and frozen and sharp, and then it's on and changing it to the point where you're actually not even sure what you're holding, and in some points you cannot feel your skin. And it is going to use its Chaos Touch ability on you, and it has advantage to hit you because you're holding it. And that is a crit.
That's fine.
Is it though?
Yeah.
You're going to take 33 points of piercing damage. I actually have to roll for that. Bludgeoning damage, not piercing damage. As it just roils, and for a moment, the flesh actually melts over your hands and almost traps it into the skin before it reforms to its proper self again. The next one is going to attack the horse. And if I remember correctly, Space Boy...
Yeah, it's got disadvantage.
Yeah. That is still a very good shot. Does a 16 hit your horse? Yeah, Tango's getting bit a bit. With another Chaos Touch. But it's only going to be 12 points of damage. And then 2 are going to go for Namiya. One of them has a nat 1, so that doesn't help it.
Yeah.
The other one...
Gentle reminder in case you had forgotten, disadvantage.
Well, the first one's not going to hit no matter what. So.
Yeah, that's true.
The second one had a 19 and a 19, so it's going to hit you.
That's going to hit.
That's a +8.
Oh, we would hit with a 19 anyway.
Yeah. So that's going to be 12 points of acid damage.
Ooh, yay.
As the Chaos Touch hits you as well. And again, it's that horrifying sensation that just chills you to the bone. The fifth one is going to attempt to go after the rider of the horse because they can jump. I'm going to assume a 26 hits you.
I wish I could say no.
Yeah. So it leaps up and its teeth sink into your forearm, and now you two are experiencing that horrifying Chaos Touch. And you are going to take 17 points of fire damage.
Okay.
And that is their turn, which will bring us to Namiya.
I would like to hit one, please.
Go for it.
So sorry, I'm using my quarterstaff just for
That's fine.
description. That's gonna be I don't know if that's gonna hit. 16.
Does not hit.
Thought so. I will swing again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, that's even worse. It's a swing and a miss for me. But I will well actually I still have a bonus action. I will do a punchy.
Okay, you may do a
Too punchy.
Too punchy.
That's not gonna hit either. Because that's like 15. Oh.
Blue's dice curse is a recurring problem at our table.
Yeah, specifically when I'm hitting things.
All
When I'm
right.
hitting things like to stop going.
Space Boy. Or when you're making decisions.
Let's not go there.
Okay, so Tango's gonna go first, and he's gonna strike at the one that bit him with his hooves. And you said that was twice per turn?
Yes, it is twice per turn. Homebrewed horse, because horses suck in D&D.
A dirty 20.
Okay.
And 34.
What? Okay. Yeah, those hit.
And it's... Hold on, what is it? 2d4.
This is equestrian favoritism, and I will not stand for it.
I let you play test a class on my streamed one shot. Suffer.
So it's 8 damage for... It's 16 total.
16 total?
Mm-hmm.
All right, and this was not one that had taken damage previously. Well, no, it did. It did take damage from Eric. Oh, yeah. This one's looking pretty rough.
And then Yavalda, because she's mounted, is gonna use her lance and
Stabby,
gonna-
stabby.
yeah, she's gonna stab at the one that tried to take a chunk out of her horse.
Okay.
And she's gonna stab it twice because she does have an extra attack.
Mhm.
So first one's a fail, as
Okay.
in a 1, and then the second one is a 14 to hit.
Both miss.
Okay. And this is my luck where half the time I don't hit.
Deodara, you're up.
Okay, so I'm still grappled with this creature.
You are.
And it's morphing and changing in my arms.
Yes.
And people who look on can see that as it changes its shape, Deodara is like shifting and moving her legs around to try and keep like a hold of it. As it's moving, she's trying to move with it and still making this struggling sound, holding on to it.
Mhm.
Now that she's grappled with it, she gets advantage on her attack rolls against it, and seeing that
She
it's
does.
wounded, you would not, but I would. But this thing is made of like holding on to chaos, so I'm imagining it'd be pretty rough. So she's just going to try and kill one of these creatures and then back away towards the rest of her companions to mount a better defense.
Okay.
So she's going to do the exact same thing she did last time, making 4 full attacks with her unarmed strikes and flurry of blows.
Sounds good.
And you said that their armor class is 15?
17.
17. It'll just make it
16
easier.
missed.
It's going to make it easier because I have to roll 8d12 or 8d20. So
Yeah.
all of those would hit. They were all 10 and above. So let's see if I get
Fun.
any crits. Okay, no crits. $23 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay. You managed to hit it just right that something breaks under your grip and the beast goes limp and then melts to nothing.
So there's this frantic moment where she's holding it against her chest and all of her muscles in her back standing out. She's trying to keep its feet from finding purchase. And she's just hammering into this thing with her knee and her elbow and her face. And she's just beating it until it just falls apart in her arms.
Yep.
Having 50 feet of movement, she is going to survey the surround, see that all these creatures are clustered right here. And she is going to go stand shoulder to shoulder with Namia.
Okay. Easy enough to accomplish.
That way we can't get flanked on all sides at least.
Fair point. Phantom, you're up.
Okay, so remember, chat, I don't really play D&D, so I did my whole last turn wrong, and that's fine. But then I went and read my stuff, and now I can do it right. So I can't actually hit all 5 of them in one turn. I can only actually hit 3 of the current 4.
I was going to
range.
allow you to hit 5 of them.
Okay, that's fine.
Otherwise, we're going to be here all night, and
But
there's
also,
more planned.
I don't know how you want to run it, but there is 7 flat damage of modifiers that I just didn't add. Because I forgot to equip my bow in D&D Beyond, because I'm good at this.
It's also D&D Beyond. No one blames you.
There goes that backing.
All right, thanks. Goodbye, sponsorship.
D&D Beyond, reach out, become a sponsor, and change our minds today.
Nice save.
So he is going to circle out in the forest so he's not in the same place. So use his move to get over there. And then again, step out of kind of the miss and take his shots.
Go ham, dude. You have advantage on the first strike because you're hidden.
Okay. That's a nat 20.
Oh, dear lord. And that means that your sneak attack bonuses doubles too.
Cool.
Double dice, roll it, add your modifier. Double dice, roll it, add your modifier. Double dice, roll it, add your modifier.
That's cute.
That is how we crit.
That's 31.
You kill it. It already took damage before. It's dead. You
Okay.
watch as the arrow strikes through one of the thing's sets of eyes, and it just melts.
Okay.
Blue, we don't bring that up.
And that is... I rolled an 18, and I have a plus 13, so
You hit.
31.
For simplicity's sake, armor class is 17.
Okay. And that's going to be 14 damage.
Okay. Looking pretty rough.
And I'm going to do this since you need to see that we have another nat 20 on our field. And so I thought maybe I better let the camera show the audience what's going on. There's no sneak attack this time.
What the fuck?
So, like I said, it's the D&D gods being like, Eric has allowed it on stream. Quick, make them do well. And that is 15, 20.
20 points of damage?
Yep.
Okay, so you kill that one. So now there are 3 out of play.
And then I will cunning action to hide.
Okay.
And I will get a 22.
Okay, good to know. There are 2 left. They are going to attack you all because you killed their friends. First one is going to go for Daedara.
Before the friends died, they would have given us tea and crumpets.
No, they still would have tried to kill you. Daedara, how does a dirty 20 do against you?
Hits.
Okay. You are going to take 17 points of cold damage. And we are going to swing around to the last one who was attacking Yvalda, is realizing that attacking Yvalda isn't working very well, and is instead going to attack the other person that's on the ground, which is Nemia. Or actually, is it going to attack Nemia, or is it going to attack the one who's been taking the most damage? Is it going to hit Daedara again? We don't know. We're going to find out. It's going to hit Daedara again. Sucks to be Daedara today.
It's part of
19?
being rad.
It is
19
part of being
hits.
rad. All right. This is what you get for being in my games.
You keep saying that.
15 points of fire damage. And then with its bonus action, it is going to...
That was a disadvantage, right?
Yes, it was a disadvantage.
Just making sure.
Everything I've been... At this point, all of you inspired disadvantage on my creatures, so I've just been rolling with disadvantage basically the entire time except for that one crit. The only crit I got.
Okay.
I'm gonna need everybody to make a wisdom saving throw unless you're immune to fear. If you're immune to fear, which sometimes happens, don't roll this.
That's mainly a paladin thing.
I think,
For Tango, would it just be a straight roll?
For Tango, it would be a straight roll.
forgive me, it has been a hot minute since we did anything D&D related.
Mhm.
Stillness of mind. Oh wait, no, let's use action to end Charm or Frighten. Never mind. Okay, never mind. Ignore me. I had to read my sheet properly.
It has been a hot minute since I've run D&D.
It's been a hot minute.
Yeah.
You said this was a wisdom saving throw?
I did. All right, who got above a 15? 2 of you. 3 of you. Okay. Space Boy, what did you get?
So Tango got a 10.
Okay.
Which is the highest that I rolled.
Oh no.
Yavalda got a 5.
Okay, so Yvalda and Tango are both afraid, and they are both going to take 4 points of psychic damage. As this being's scream just rattles in your very bones, chills your blood to ice in your veins. That is the end of its turn now, so it sucks to be it, because hi, Nemia.
Well, you say that. Let me try to hit it first. I would like to flank this.
Yeah.
So yeah. So yeah. All right. That ain't working. All right. Swing into it. I rolled a 5 and a 1.
Wow.
That's better. Not 20. I could take a picture and send it to you if you'd like.
I need to sage my dice.
Do you want a picture?
No, I believe you.
Okay.
I know where you live.
That is true.
If you're lying, I will kill you.
You know I wouldn't lie.
I will kill your characters. It's fine.
Oh, we already are on that track.
And you've played Savage Worlds with me and see how my dice roll all the time, so...
What am I doing? Right, damage.
Yeah.
Double the damage.
Double dice, roll it, add your modifier. It'll stick in your heads eventually.
I refuse to sing it with you. Need a whole lot more subs for that to happen.
That's gonna be 20 points of bludgeoning.
20. Yeah, you kill it.
Yay!
Slam your staff down hard enough.
Can I do this description? Am I allowed?
Yeah. How do you want to do it?
I would like to basically kind of like swing up and hit it under the jaw and like clack its teeth together and like knock its head back to shut up the screaming.
Okay. You do that and it just contorts into an unholy pretzel and dies and melts.
Do you do it like whack or do you do it like whack?
Let's say the first...
Just golf club it up.
No, golf club. It's Nemea. Nemea's efficient. Golf club. No, I appreciate the descriptive question.
I love the description. When it's the last kill or a super cool kill, you can describe it. If there's 5 enemies and they're just dying left and right, you're not going to get to describe it. Space Boy, the fear effect ends.
Sweet.
Yeah. You all are left in a clearing with no bodies to show for what you've just done, but plenty of wounds. Phantom, the other aberrations on your ranger radar are retreating north.
Okay. I'd also like to state for the record that I greatly appreciate JB's song, because last time I played D&D, you just max damage when you got a crit. So I was looking at dice and like doing math, and all of a sudden here comes the song, and I'm like, oh no, I have to do this differently now. So
hey,
I appreciate the song.
Yes,
wait,
blue danced.
What is this song?
So I had a teenager in my game for 3 years, and he played a ranger. And every time he would crit, he would ask me how to do it. And eventually one day, I'd answered it probably 500 times, And one day I just said, look, double dice, roll it, add your modifier. Double dice. And I literally put the dice in my hand, roll it, I rolled it, add your modifier, right? So you double all the dice and then you add your modifier. And it stuck with him for the last year that we played the campaign. And it's one of those things that I'll just sing it at random. People will be like, oh, okay, yeah. And then whenever they're like, how do I crit? Double dice, roll it. It just comes into their head.
That reminds me of the scene from Hannah Montana where she like sings the parts of the book.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Anyway, moving on. You're left in this empty clearing, rangerless and wounded.
Namira.
Nemea.
Deodara,
yep.
Yeah, Deodara is holding a piece of her colon in, and she's got no teeth on one side of her face. Most of her face is sloughed off at this point and is melted to the bone. And she sits next to you. She's very, very injured.
You're looking rough, would you like a healing potion?
You see that she has two. And she's like, just give me a minute. Maybe. And she tilts back in obvious pain still and slowly uncurls like one of those dead roly bugs until she's laying flat on the road to give herself a moment.
Cool. All right, a moment.
Yavalda's gonna take a moment to just kind of touch base with Tango and see how he's doing.
The horse is doing all right. He's suffered far worse in combat.
I'm gonna pat
He's
his
a little
neck.
Little shaken, but he's still steady under you.
Tango, 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 we gotta get you some armor. We're getting old.
The horse looks offended.
I know, and I'm older than you. And then somehow takes a swig out of the tankard that she still has.
Yeah,
It was perfectly balanced.
She's a master of this by now.
holding the reins in one hand with the tankard. Javelin, what is it? No, it's a lance in the other.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Let's not.
You don't see your ranger everywhere, but you do know that the only place that you can really head is north.
Well, I'm just gonna assume what's his face? I don't think Yavalda ever caught anyone's name.
None of y'all introduced yourselves to Yavalda. Yavalda didn't introduce herself to none of y'all.
To be fair, we're quite bad at that.
All right, let's just assume our ranger went north.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we gotta give her a minute. I point over at I'm blanking on names again. I'm doing this. Deodar, thank you. Apologies. My bad.
I mean, you want to ride on the horse?
No.
And then she pats Tango's big booty.
I'm taking what my headmasters used to say is a short rest. Where I can spend hit die and add my constitution modifier to it and save our potions in case there is another combat encounter in this session of Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition. She says in character.
Wow.
They're very enlightened people.
Okay. All right. I'm resting.
And then she spits up blood and passes out.
Y'all monks are weird. Takes another swig.
I mean, you're not wrong. I've met quite a few of them.
She took 69 points of damage in 12 seconds. So, yeah.
It's a good idea.
What's her hit point pool?
75.
Hey, Tango has the same amount.
Hey. HP brothers.
How about, we
short
sit.
rest?
Let's sit.
Okay.
Um,
Phantom, you watch as your group just sits where they killed all the things.
I too actually am gonna just top myself off.
That's fine.
Health-wise.
Yavalda's gonna craft some mutagens.
Okay.
Ah, yes. Good on
I would like a random D20 roll from... Who haven't I done? Who's had a random D20 roll? Raise your hands. I know I've done JB.
Please
Okay.
don't ask me. Remember how the Kraken happened?
I know, but you just singled yourself out. So random D20 roll. Thank you.
All right,
Why
give
do
me
you
a
do this?
give me a Kraken.
You're in the middle of a forest.
Well, I'm using a Kraken die. 9.
You have a Kraken monk in your party that says great forest Kraken. Come on.
You got what? 9?
Yes.
Wow. You don't notice anything.
Sweet.
A forest kraken sounds like an aberration, and I would thus have to have it be my favorite enemy.
So now you know that if Deodara goes dark, that could maybe be argued.
No one heard that paper shuffling, right? Just now?
I heard it.
Damn it. Okay.
You spend your short rest, you top off your hit die, you recharge, and then you rise again, ready to continue north. You begin to notice strange carvings on the trees. They're nonsensical at first. You don't quite understand what you're seeing. It almost just looks like maybe a bear was here and marked his territory, or maybe a woodsman marked this tree to be torn down at some point for lumber. After all, the tavern had 2 walls. They really should look into that. Like, what do they do when it's a blizzard? But then you see the first one that looks like this. Now, to some, that might look like lightning. And then you remember the gray veins. Then you see another and another, and they're all only on the dead trees. There are no more aberrations on the ranger radar. But you see these markings again and again and again. And you come to a clearing. This clearing is wide. It's maybe 100 feet across in any direction and a perfect sphere. In the very center, you see a pool of water that, for a moment when you look at it, it's an incredibly vibrant blue, and even as you look into it, you swear you see the reflection of the moon, even though it's daylight. True, this world has 2 moons, but it's there. That's the sun, isn't it? And then you blink, and the pool is the deep, rusty red of old blood. And there's a stone lying in the center that's a perfect sphere. The air that permeates this entire clearing is foul. It shudders along your skin, and it fills you with a type of dread that you're perhaps unfamiliar with, perhaps familiar with. Something old staring you down and smiling. What do you do?
Take another sip. So, any idea where we are?
My guess is that short rest apparently did a lot to me. My guess is that this is the grove. It looks grove-ish. I'm not the best with...
As a nature expert, can I confirm this is a grove?
It was once. You can see the vibrant plant life that grew here once. Fruits and flowers and beautiful, beautiful things. But everything's dead now. And also lying in the pool are antlers.
Can I use Grimm's psychometry to try and figure out what went down here?
I believe that takes 10 minutes. You want to take 10 minutes to meditate on it?
Sure.
Okay. You need to make a history check.
Mm-hmm. And I have advantage on that.
You do.
That's the whole point. The hell is my history? Dirty 20.
Once this grove was guarded by some sort of incredibly light entity, something very pure. In that moment, you think you understand where all this blood came from. Unfortunately, your roll is not high enough to glean much more.
Okay.
As you watch, where are you? Have you entered the grove, or all of you standing at the outskirts?
I walk in boldly. That's what
Had
I
a
do
feeling.
unless someone stops me.
Had a feeling. Anyone stop her?
Yeah.
Phantom, you gonna stop her?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll help.
You can cry out and I'll stop. You
Oh
don't
yeah,
have to
he'll just
physically
reach
grab
out
me.
and put his hand on her shoulder.
Phantom
What?
appears out of nowhere to stop you.
There's something unnatural about this. Let's see what we can learn from a distance first.
I'll wait.
I mean, you got pretty banged up last time.
Unnatural. Is that what you think this is? And up out of the pool rises a red-cloaked figure with incredibly bright, burning yellow eyes. You cannot make out their features. You cannot make out anything. The hood is too low, the shadow's too dark. But you see eyes that glow this unnatural, primeval yellow that just seem to see into the very core of you. Unnatural.
Are these... Oh, sorry.
I think that this is possibly just the most natural order of things. Destruction coming from life, isn't it?
No. Very pointedly.
Y'all are seeing this too, right? Yavalda
Yeah.
like pipes from the back.
Yavalda sees us all looking the same direction. Just checking anyway. Touching base with my friends real quick.
Are these this? Oh, sorry.
I was just going to say that I turn and look at you since you're our expert.
No, am I?
Definitely not Bane.
No, obviously. I was gonna ask if this was the
Same.
yellow-eyed creature from before.
Oh yeah.
Would it be possible for me to roll a religion check on this?
You
Lovely.
can certainly try.
I would love to try. I love trying.
Lucrea, she of many eyes.
While this is happening, Yavalda's kind of gonna like jut her chin at the figure, like, hey. So, you the one that booted out the former resident, you know, Holy Light?
I would imagine that where I am standing answers your question for you.
Kind of was hoping that you hadn't, but
The celestial elk that guarded these forests is no more.
what'd you do to it?
I slayed it in an act of grand atrocity and betrayal and created myself, and thus the toxin that slowly fills this land.
How'd you kill it?
You talk too much. It's going to snap its fingers, and I need a Constitution saving throw.
Moi?
Yeah.
I just can't handle the like 6-year-old punctuality to it. Why? Who are you? When? Like, pa, pa, pa.
How'd you do it?
How'd you do? What did it look like?
What'd you roll?
Crit fail.
Your mouth vanishes.
Ooh.
And
Yavalda's brows just raise.
and you
Her hairline.
take... Ouch. You take 22 points of psychic damage. You immediately see gray veins starting to crawl up Yavalda's skin.
Her mouth may be gone, but her eyes. She's still talking shit.
I didn't roll very high. It was like, what was it?
Blue.
It was a 15.
God
Not
damn
high
you.
enough.
Yeah, no, I have no
It's
doubt.
high enough to know what this is.
Oh, cool. I'll take it.
This is a devil of fear.
Oh, yay.
As you watch it, the land around it begins to wither and die further, and you can almost see cracks like a mirror appearing in the physical air around you, like it's walling off the section of the grove that all of you now are now within and walling you in with it. Brave Grey Guard, come to try and be the heroes of that poor nameless village. Try me.
Well, first, I have to ask. I know you don't like talking, so apologies.
Yavalda's body language suggests that she's laughing.
One question. Well, hopefully just one. Are you doing this for yourself, or...
Constitution saving throw, Nemia.
I'm not very good at those. Oh, let me not unplug my headphones in the process of doing that. Let's try a different dice. That one hates me now. Oh, not bad. Not bad. Probably not good enough. 18.
You pass, so you're only going to take half damage and you do not lose your mouth. So you only take 10 points of psychic damage.
Hey guys, I'm really glad I did that topping off.
And with that, roll initiative.
No, cool.
I was gonna say when it attacks for the second time, Deodara would just run in to go kick the shit out of her.
Yeah.
That is a crappy roll.
20.
I rolled another 1, so that's a 3.
9.
Any F's in chat again.
24.
Cat's warbling in the hallway.
Is she?
For her.
I can't hear her.
3, 9, and then the devil himself. Ooh. That's 25. So he is first going to target Deodara because she kind of looks like the biggest threat with all those rippling pectorals. Deodara, I would appreciate a wisdom saving throw, please.
20. 17 plus 3.
20. So you do pass, so you're taking half damage. You don't lose your mouth.
I don't need it anyway.
You don't. You of all the characters to lose the mouth, it wouldn't bother you much. Well, I mean, eating. So you are going to take 12 points of psychic damage. And for his bonus action, he just snaps his fingers. You see a spark of black energy and then nothing else. And that is his turn. And that brings us to Phantom.
I'm going to bonus action and cast Hunter's Mark.
Okay, totally.
And then I'm going to shoot this thing with Briarthorn.
Okay.
And put both attacks into
Oh, so
that.
we see a flash and nothing else. I thought you meant we see a flash and then he disappears.
No.
Okay.
Nothing else seemed to
Good.
happen.
28.
That'll definitely hit.
13 damage. And then was I still hidden? So this is my sneak attack.
You kind of stepped out to stop Deodara from walking in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep, that's fine.
We got ambushed.
But I will add my Hunter's Mark damage, which is 6.
Yes. So total?
I don't remember what I just told you.
Shit.
I'll just roll again.
Yeah, thank you.
So 15 plus 6 is 21.
All right. This is magical piercing damage, correct?
Yep.
Good to know. Okay. Thank you.
And then my second attack
Yes.
is a nat 20. Sorry, V. I don't do it on purpose. I literally
feel
just
like
roll
that's
the
a
dice.
lie.
I
Like, I
roll
feel
the
like you're
dice. That's what
lying
I
to
do
me.
on purpose.
You're lying to me.
I'm not. You know.
He
I
had
don't
some
lie.
other witch bless his dice for him. I've been betrayed.
No. I don't know any other witches. It's not a thing
I mean,
that
technically.
I know.
Yes,
mean-
JB, we know you have the nails. Give them back to me.
I'm so confused what's happening right now.
Coffin nails.
Okay. Oh, coffin nails. Okay. I'm so confused. Sorry, I dropped a dice and it was under my keyboard, so I was getting it.
Yikes.
8 plus 7 is 15, plus 6 is 21, plus 3 is 24, plus my bonus is 7, so 31.
Oh my god. Okay. 31 points of piercing damage. The arrow strikes into the devil's chest and it staggers back and then just smiles at you very slowly. And it is going to take a legendary action.
Okay.
And it is going to blood surge you.
I don't know what that means.
You wouldn't. Does a 18 hit you?
Yes.
Okay, so the blood in front of you in the pool that it is standing in actually surges up and lunges for you almost like a whip, and you are going to take... I am rolling the wrong dice. Those are the correct dice. Come on, B. You are going to take 8 points of slashing damage from the magical blood whip that has just struck you across the chest.
Okay.
And you need to roll a real super fast con save for me from that.
16.
16. Okay, that is a fail. So you are slowed. You can only take one action for your next turn.
Okay.
Do you want to do anything with your bonus action for this turn?
Yeah, cutting action to hide.
Done. All right. Next up is Deodara.
I close the distance.
I had a feeling.
It's still in the middle of this blood pool, right?
Yeah, it is.
Fuck it! Jump. I'm going to leap upon this creature that keeps hitting my friends. And I will try to grapple it.
Okay. So that is athletics, correct?
You can use athletics or acrobatics, whichever is higher for you.
Athletics.
Okay. 27.
Drunk boy.
19 plus 8.
24.
Get wrecked, scrub. So it takes 7 points of bludgeoning damage from the grapple itself.
And you are a high level monk, so that counts as magical damage, correct?
It does.
Good to know.
Key empowered strikes.
Ha
And then I will do 3 attacks.
Okay.
1 with the rest of my attack action, and then 2 with flurry of blows.
Go ahead.
Can you make a Constitution saving throw, Mr. Devilman?
What do I have to beat?
Why would you need to know that? You could just make it and tell me the number. Cheater.
He's gonna use a legendary
It's 15.
resistance.
Yeah, it's 15.
Legendary resistance number 1 off the table. Nat 20. We got a Kraken. Finally, they
Okay.
come to me too.
The first attack is a 17.
To hit,
Yes.
miss,
The second attack is a 19.
hit.
The third attack is a natural 20.
Oh my god.
Yes. I did roll advantage, so I did have 6 chances to roll a 20. It's not
Okay,
crazy
but
for me.
seriously, come on.
23 points of bludgeoning damage. All magical.
Okay. He looks
And
pissed.
she's just grabbed onto it now.
Okay. This hurts my soul. That the end of your turn?
Yes.
Nemia.
Hello.
Hello.
I have question.
You may have question.
What is lighting in this place?
Pretty bright. Almost like he's faking the sun.
Yeah, it's part of the rhyme. I would be casting a shadow, dangling straight next to him. We can teleport into the blood pit.
Sadly, I can only occupy a space in that with dim light or darkness. This is a shame. How far away are they?
About 25 feet.
Oh, cool. It's a good thing that I have speed of 50, so I'm gonna I'm gonna run over, please.
We
Okay.
fast.
We fast.
Monk shit.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna try to hit. I'm gonna
Okay.
swing. If possible, if I can actually hit them while I am, not in a blood pit. Let's try.
No, you gotta be in the blood pit.
I have to be in the blood pit? How
Yep,
deep
be
is
in
the
the
blood pit?
About 5 feet.
I am like
Deodar-
5'5". That's like up to here.
Daedara is hanging off of the devil. So basically, I picture that as Daedara just freaking launched and
Okay.
koala beared.
like still levitating above.
Yeah,
Okay. All right. Logistic question.
sure.
Backtracking a bit now that I know this thing is 5 feet deep.
Well, would you know until you get there?
Would I look and know and see that it is
Would
deep? Like, does it
Daedara
look
scream,
deep?
It's 5
It's
foot of
deep.
blood.
You can tell it's deep.
Okay. All right. I don't want to like metagame like that. So, would it be possible
Mm-hmm.
for me to basically do a good ol' running leap and like smack as I go?
You can certainly try.
I would love to try.
Acrobatics.
Oh, am I good at? I am good at that.
You are kind of yelling into your mic, darling.
Am I really? I apologize, my friends. I apologize, people at home and all that fun stuff. Let's see if that works. That's probably not going to work because that's like an 18.
I mean, that works to get you jumping. Now you have to roll to hit.
Cool. I'd love to hit. Would I be, pray tell, be flanking? Technically.
No, you're
No?
in.
I'm asking. I'm just asking. It's D&D. Do we never like it? It's like the one thing that's always asked. That's not going to hit.
So basically, what you're telling
I
me
didn't
is you
crit
jump,
fail.
you
but-
swing, and then you crash into the pit of blood.
Yeah,
Awesome. Roll a con save.
thanks. Let's change dice. That's much better. 21.
Cool. You only take 7 points of damage. And the type of
Fantastic.
damage is, if my brain will work, is, well, technically fire damage as the blood begins to boil.
Oh, wait, fire. Hey, guess what?
I know, you take half.
I am resisted. So wait, does that mean I half 7 or half 7?
Yes.
Half is 7?
Yes.
Okay.
I know
Cool.
you're a tiefling, dear.
I know,
It
but
is 14 reduced to 7 for you, Blue.
Yes.
I've realized that now.
Do
It
you,
is
though? Do you?
well, yes. Now.
Uvalda. You're in the blood pit. That's the rest of your turn is basically going to be spent getting your head back above water.
Oh, I'm not complaining.
No, motherfucker, you can run on water and liquids. What's wrong with you, monk?
Wait, no, I thought that comes later.
Oh no, he's at 11th level. No.
I'm glad
Hold on.
I was about to get so hyped to see you run on that fucking blood. Oh, that's my bad.
I'm glad I didn't throw Mimble into this.
Mimble would have been a terrible decision.
The best decision. How far am I from?
25 feet from the pool.
Okay, so first of all,
And you have no mouth.
Yavalda's gonna do a thing.
Okay.
She's basically gonna use one action to
No, we're level 10, right?
Yeah,
it's ninth level.
Yavalda has oh, you're talking about the water.
I'm very sorry to interrupt.
No,
Yes,
that's fine.
9th level, you gain the ability to move along vertical surfaces and across liquids on your turn without falling during the movement.
You're
It's
muted,
under
babe.
unarmored movement
Well, the more you know.
for next time.
Yavalda's gonna stick her finger into one of her wounds from the fight earlier, and she's gonna draw a frown, a very deep frown. And then she's gonna raise her lance and urge Tango to giddy up forward and close that 25 feet gap.
And the horsey float.
Yee. That was a wise investment.
No blood for you.
And Tango is going to wait. Didara's
koala-ing onto the devil.
I'm all right, I'm just gonna go for it. Tango's a horse. So he won't feel too bad.
I'm so worried.
No, as in Tango probably won't feel as bad if Didara gets hurt in the process. He's gonna hoof attack at our red cloaked figure. Or try to.
I don't think he can reach that with you on his back. Logistically.
Wait.
He's above the pool. Hovering above the pool. The
Mhm.
pool has never
You said he floats, right?
He floats.
Those
Yeah,
Zephyr-
he can always rear and strike.
I'm just wondering, you know what? Yeah, he probably could. Okay.
Yay! Winnie!
That's my argument, is he just rears.
Okay, fine.
Alrighty. That is a... God, I'm bad at math.
You are. Is it above a 19?
Yes.
Easy
Both
here.
are.
You hit.
Cool.
Show true love and compassion.
No, I'm really terrible at math. It's why I didn't go to school for... It's the other one, not psychology. Psychiatry.
I can confirm. Space Boy is bad at math.
19 points of damage total.
Okay. Is it a magical weapon with this boy? I don't think so.
I mean, again, this is my argument. He has shoes that are...
The shoes don't contribute to the damage, they make him float. No.
They're still a magical item. That's my argument.
No.
I think
No.
it's just regular.
No, it's regular damage, so it doesn't hit quite as hard as you were hoping.
Okay, I mean, damage is damage is damage.
It is.
And then... And then Yavalda's gonna try and lance this guy with her extra attack. That is a 25 to hit.
That definitely hits.
Okay. Ooh, a D12? I don't get to roll those a lot. That is 10 points of regular piercing damage.
Okay.
Big hit.
Doesn't quite hit as hard as you were hoping.
Player takes note.
Yep. that does end your round. So we do pop back to the devil. The devil observes all of you and just starts laughing and laughing and laughing. And a hand lifts to his chest, slides in between him and Daedara, and he is going to contest you now and shove you off.
Okay.
Nat 20.
What's 18 plus 8? 26?
So his total is 28. So you're flying down. Artistically, I will say you can try and catch yourself on the back of Tango.
I'll run across the water. Yeah, I can do that.
Okay, so just for flavor, roll an acrobatics check.
17 plus 2.
Yeah, you're fine. You kind of like backflip and land on the back of the horse behind
Actually, plus
Uvalda.
5. I had a moment there.
You did?
Doesn't change anything, but yeah.
And the devil looks upon you all and just smiles and says, "This realm will tremble as I blacken all of it, and you three have spilt enough blood here to help me do it. And so I thank you." And he is going to use a legendary action again, and I need all of you to roll a dexterity saving throw.
I'm back in the woods and hidden for what.
So you're fine.
Yeah.
You're fine.
14.
Fail.
Cool. Wait, do I have to roll for the horse too?
Yes.
Okay, BRB. Another straight roll.
Nemia,
Dirty 20.
fail.
Oh.
It's a 9 for the horse.
Fail.
So with an 18, I fail as well. Is this
You
a
all fail.
spell?
It is a spell.
Okay, I punch him in the fucking mouth. Mage Slayer. When a creature within 5 feet of you casts a spell, you can use your reaction to make a melee weapon attack against the creature.
Go nuts.
Uh, 26. 18 plus 8.
26. Okay, that hits. Roll your damage.
Yep. Okay, so this is going to be kind of important.
Okay.
Constitution saving throw, please.
Oh no. 22.
That is enough. So he takes 9 points of bludgeoning damage.
Ouchie. That
And
makes
since
me sad.
he is within 5 feet of me, I get advantage on the saving throw against that spell. I did not roll higher, so it's still a 15, still a failure.
So the blood beneath you all begins to roil and bubble and blacken slowly, and then it begins to spiderweb across the entire ground until there is no grass left. There's only blackened, boiling blood. And then it detonates. Something detonates, and the lot of you are all thrown backwards towards where you came, except for Phantom, who is hidden and managed to survive, to escape this onslaught. So I need another d12. Everybody takes 30 points of fire damage, except for Nemia, who takes 15.
She would take 7 for evasion.
Okay.
And you said everybody, but you mean everybody who failed the save.
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay, just checking.
And then everybody who was thrown is also going to take, as you are blown back 30 feet. I had another d10. 12 points of bludgeoning damage. This does include the horse.
Question.
Hmm?
Would evasion be able to be used at all?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Can I use evasion then to half my 15?
Yeah.
Cool, thank you.
And then those black spiderwebbing veins begin to rise up and curl around the grove, which now you are all being walled out of. There's a horrific cracking sound, and the plane itself almost seems to shift. And the grove that you were just within shifts until it's not right. It doesn't fit with the world all of a sudden. There's a definite... It's like looking at the pieces of a puzzle, and there are two that are pressed together that aren't right. And all of you are left outside of the grove staring at this strange, blackened, mirrored world of where you just were. Yellow eyes stare out of the wall that has just seemed to form and goes, "Thank you for your sacrifices." And then fades.
A very rough-looking Yavalda just kind of clicks her tongue. No, does she still not have her mouth?
You do not have a mouth. 4.
Can she still make muffled sounds?
Yeah, it's basically like the front of your mouth was sealed. You have
There's
no
a
mouth
lot.
for 2 days.
There's a lot of muffling and a lot of hand waving, and then she gestures to her horse, and then she just kind of goes like this.
Deodara will pull out one of those small little camping knives and make a gesture as though to stab you in the face. If you think slicing open your mouth will do anything.
I'm gonna throw my tankard at the monk.
Okay, deflect missiles. I throw it back.
Okay, so y'all are playing hot potato with a tankard that still has some ale in it.
And then I put the knife away. You don't seem to be into that idea.
Do I sense my friend?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Oh, he's very happy.
oh no. Is he here?
No.
Okay, cool.
Quick question. Does anyone have any proficiency with Arcana or history or religion?
Religion.
None.
Anyone else? None of you.
I'm a muscle monk.
I mean, I get advantage from the grim psychometry, but that's like a very specific condition.
You can certainly try that, but I don't know if you'll be able to manage it. So give me a religion roll, Nemia.
Okie doke. Oh no. No.
Huh? No.
No, that's
No.
it's like a 12.
No. No. A lot of you are left standing, sitting, lying down, dazed, and staring at this mirrored image of the world. You cannot currently see the devil. If you look, it appears that almost a perfect circle right where the grove was almost carved out of the world and just ever so a foot or so shifted.
Well, whatever we did, it wasn't good.
We did not do this. That thing did. Do not blame yourself.
Yavalda muffle yells something.
Do you have any idea where our ranger friend is? Did anyone see where he went? If he's alive.
I'm right here.
Oh! You know, I'm like
Pops out of
practically...
nowhere.
I'm like one with the shadows at some point. At some times. Sorry. I now understand why people jump now. Okay. Cool. Good to know you're alive.
I'm going to drink one of the greater healing potions I was issued for this mission.
You may.
That actually sounds like a really good idea. I'll
It is
also do that.
44 plus 4.
Thank you.
And
4d4 plus 4.
Phantom
Not everything can be
will-
a song.
Because I just did the math.
Mm.
Yavalda is at 13% health and Tango is at 22. This horse is almost dog food. Holy cow.
Yeah.
They're both. So
Phantom will approach the horse
Mhm.
and put his hand on the horse's neck, and he will cast Cure Wounds on the horse.
Cure wounds. Let's make everything a song.
Yep.
7.
I'm gonna punch it in the dick.
Yavalda's gonna drink one of the potions that she has, and then she's gonna somehow have Yavalda drink, or Tango drink the other one. God.
Okay. Yeah, it's like worming a horse. You shove it in the corner of his mouth and then you just pray.
Okay.
Are you all good?
Deodara pushes her thumb against one nostril and blows blood out of the other, and then wipes it off of her face with her other hand. She's got blood everywhere and scrapes and cuts and bruises. And as she says, "I'm fine. Where did it go?"
I think it's in there. I don't think we can get in there. Actually, I'm gonna grab a rock. And then I would like to throw that rock.
And that rock will sail like side by side with a rose-fletched arrow.
Okay. Both of them bounce off of the area where the world begins to turn gray. They bounce off. You watch as 2 more trees that are beside you die and are marked with that strange veining symbol.
Right.
I touch it. If you can't tell, V, we don't know what the fuck to do next.
I know.
Yep.
You take 20 points of psychic damage.
I go, ah! And drink the other healing potion.
Yes. You could try an intelligence check or a wisdom check to see if you can figure out what's going on.
Can I do one of those?
Yes.
It'd be wisdom because I'm a monk, but
Yep.
I'm gonna do that. Be right
Your
back.
ball-
I'll
and your bonus
aid.
to
And
have
we
roll
are still
twice
in a
and take the
forest,
higher.
yes?
You are still in the forest, yes.
Hmm.
So
That's-
Phantom gets an ungodly bonus.
Oh no, because it's wisdom or intelligence. It's not
Oh.
dex related.
Oh,
And it's
sucks to
not
be you.
unless it's related to like nature, which is what half of my
You could be
checks have
asking
been.
what the heck is going on with the nature that's in front of you that just got mirrored off and walled away from you.
Oh yeah, let's go with that and get a 37.
Yeah.
then.
Yeah.
Hey,
Okay.
that was a 16.
16.
Yeah.
All right, with a 16, you are pretty sure that you just watched a piece of this plane get carved out.
Oh.
With a 37, it's a nature check. So it's like, how do I translate this to nature?
You got this. I believe in you.
I know. So you basically, what you just observed was a chunk of this plane being carved out and tainted by the atrocity of 1, killing a celestial guardian, and 2, combat and blood sacrifice happening over the resting place of said celestial guardian, which you were baited into by the devil of fear. What you are looking at is a plane that both is and is not separate from yours. Almost like the start of a little baby dread plane.
This whole storyline gives me a fucking headache because I have now been in all 3 parts.
You have.
Third part doesn't end too well. Oh,
Spoiler.
yeah. Spoiler.
Fun fact, this is a prequel. Y'all
Oh,
are in the prequel episodes of Star Wars.
If y'all don't hear from Blue tomorrow, I'm not even gonna deny it. It was me.
I accept my death.
Now I'm worried.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna be able to go in there. We're probably
You do see that there are rivulets of blood coming out of the plain along the forest floor that seem to be reaching for the still living trees.
I open the sack and I
Okay.
pull out this bowl and scoop some of the blood up in it.
You do.
Move my 100 dashed feet.
Mm-hmm.
Slush. Onto a tree.
It kills the tree immediately.
I nod. Shake, 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 shake. Put it back in the sack.
Yavalda, you're pretty sure you've just been cursed. Hence the no mouth.
It seems our job may be done. Fixed.
well. We did find out why the veil was thin. So technically, yeah.
Yavalda's gonna like go and then point at like each one of you, and then she goes like to do this or this, and then like this.
To
Oh,
do this or this, and then what?
Namia pulls out the rod, the teleportation rod. This.
Violent nodding.
Bailout stick.
This is our ticket home without about 2 weeks worth of travel and camping.
I mean, you say that like camping's a bad thing.
Aw. Kicks a rock
I'm from
into
the
blood.
city.
It's
Phantom, you realize you are pretty much surrounded by city slickers.
if we leave and do not come back, you see that Deodara like picks up, like a stick, a branch, a piece of rock, whatever, so that you can use that to come back with this teleportation magic. She's had to do it before in the past. If we do not come back, all those people, strange as they are, will die.
Yeah. you're
Something's
assuming
not
that
done
it's-
about it.
You're
I'm sorry.
assuming that it stops when you're assuming it's got some kind of appetite that gets fulfilled. My guess is it just stays hungry and keeps going. It's not just gonna be those people. It's gonna be everything on this plane. And bait it or not, it was our fault. And he kind of reaches up and he takes off the insignia of the
Greyguard?
Greyguard.
Greyguard, sorry, homebrew group that he doesn't remember. And he kind of looks at it and he says, "So I'm asking you now, is that what you intend to do?"
Come
Deodara
back?
stops. We have to fix or stymie this. She flexes.
Can Yavalda I don't even know if this lady would have charcoal and paper.
You absolutely have charcoal and paper.
If you
Oh,
gesture,
fantastic.
If you gesture like you're having problems speaking, I walk over with paint and hold out my arm for you to paint on.
Yavalda will start writing. And she's basically gonna write, not us, the Grey Guard. Report back. Send someone stronger.
I'll lick my thumb and wipe stronger off and then tell her to rewrite a different word.
Better.
I take it. And then I read all the words. People more well equipped for this type of thing. This is not an enemy to slay. We could have done that. This is strong magic. I don't know any magic.
I know some, but nothing like that.
Anyway, rod time?
Rod time.
And he kind of looks at all of you and says, when you're ready then, you can come and find me. And he tosses the insignia up and pulls back his bow and just fires and notches it into one of the trees and taps his heels together, and Misty steps out.
Good luck.
And from the mist, you just hear, I'll be here when you're ready to solve what we started.
Yavalda's gonna like grab Didara's arm and scribble down, can he do that in like big letters?
and he like looks at Didara when Yavalda's writing down and just go, did he just quit?
Yeah.
Which all of you know is not a thing with the Grey Guard. You are contracted for a certain amount of time and you fulfill your contract.
What are they going to do? Threaten to throw him into a dying forest, torn out of our plane? At least he said he'll be here.
Yavalda will write, send Savage after him.
I show my back to you so you can read it.
I don't know. I'm home. Let's go home. Home sounds like a good idea. Bail stick.
You snap the bailout stick. You each have someone to report to. Each of you has a different commanding officer for the most part, although Nemia and Deodara, you are both reporting to Kerabris for this, and, well, Yavalda, you will be reporting to Graves. And as for our Phantom, you watch in the coming days as the forest darkens and blackens and begins to shift again, but you also begin to hear whispers in the trees, whispers of another guardian elk just coming into their forest. Somewhere to the east.
And that's where he goes.
You are muted, my friend.
Of course I am. Why would I not be? I shouldn't be.
Can't hear you.
Nope.
Forrest got him.
Yeah, I mean, I should.
Okay,
Yeah, weird. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, that's where he goes.
All right, so you head east.
As he hears those rumors, like he starts to look for people like him whose pledge wasn't to an organization. The pledge is to the world. He goes looking for those people, and he'll gather a group with him as he heads east in that direction.
Okay. The Grey Guard is meant to maintain the balance. You're aware that they most likely will send someone to rectify the situation, but the group that was there, perhaps not the right people. Those of you who return, do you tell what happened with Phantom? Or do you lie?
I don't lie.
Right?
Yeah.
They do not send anyone to hunt him. But the devil in the grove remains. And that is where we will call the shot for the evening.
Yay, we did it!
Alrighty.
Congratulations, you set up a major plot point in a world that I've been building for years.
Well,
All right.
thank you very much, V, for
Yep.
coming on and running D&D. Thank you to Blue and to Spaceboy and to JB at Drop the Die for coming and joining us. We're going to just go around. We'll do a quick, hey, I'm so-and-so. This is what I'm doing this week. If you have something you want to plug, we're going to end on JB because I feel like your list is going to be a little bit longer, so you can replug what you plugged at the mid-break. And if you
What was
would
your
just
favorite moment?
tell V your favorite moment. But we are a little bit over where we were going to be, so keep it a little bit quick. And we will start with Spaceboy.
I was not expecting that. Hi, I'm Spaceboy, and I played Yvalda and Tango tonight. You can find me on Twitter at Spaceboy. And that's Spaceboy with a V instead of an A and an I instead of a Y. I don't have much planned for this coming week except for our favorite superhero series on Saturday nights. So come join us.
Blue.
I just went to go unmute myself only to realize I am unmuted. I almost forgot. Hi, I am Hidden Blue Pants, also known as Blue. You can find me as Hidden Blue Pants on Twitter. I played Nemia for tonight, my monk, my shadow monk. It was a lot of fun, and you can catch me here Saturday for the same thing, Somerset. Our favorite supers.
Yeah. Favorite moment from Spaceboy and Blue, though.
Oh, sorry. Honestly, because I've played all three parts of this, and honestly, just all the memories that come rushing back, and also being able to play Yvalda and play something new, and of course the interactions in the party.
This was a really fun party just to watch you guys all interact. That was wonderful. Blue, favorite?
The intervention. The intervention was fantastic.
That was
really I 100% approve.
V.
Hi, I'm V. Vera Says Dragons. You can find me at Vera Says Dragons just about everywhere on the internet. You can find me on Tuesday doing Paris by Night at the Mirror Shadows channel. You can find me here on Do Respite on Wednesday night playing the first episode of Eternium Coil.
Gate.
Which I thought it was
Gate. Eternium Gate.
Eternium Gate. I could have sworn it was Coil. Eternium Coil. I will be playing Peregrine. And my favorite moment was Phantom's bailout of the bailout.
I'm gonna end with the face you've not seen before. We're gonna end with JB, and then I'll do the usual sign out. But he's gonna have a longer list of stuff since he doesn't appear on the channel regularly. I'm Eric. Do Respite is my thing. Thanks for coming tonight. Thanks to V for GMing. I don't play a ton of D&D. I definitely don't run D&D, so it's nice to get to do it. My favorite moment was my bailout. I won't lie. When it became clear that there's plot point arcs that are happening and it's a prequel, that nailed down my decision that the minute the teleport rod came out that Phantom was going to bail. I'm an individual who, like V, runs worlds that everything is canon and you interact with the consequences of everybody who's played before you. So in a chronological sense, everyone will get to deal with the consequences of Phantom's actions. And so that's a cool thing.
That is how all of my games work.
Yep. So Monday night, Storyteller Studio. Wednesday night, Eternium Gate. Friday night is the Return of Stars That Bind. Saturday night is the one and only Somerset City. And we're going to jump to our wonderful guest, JB. He's going to plug a bunch of stuff, and then I'll sign us out.
Hello, everybody. I am JB, or at Drop the Die on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Pornhub, fucking everywhere. Drop the Die. Just go find me, follow, all that good stuff. I do D&D primarily. I play in a lot of games. I'm going to be on several different games with Little Red Dot, including some of her Sunday Fun Days that are not D&D. But I write for Dungeons and Dragons to sell on the DMs Guild and to help promote campaigns and help people plug their own ideas into physical volumes of lore full time. So come over to Twitter and check out all of that stuff if that's something that you enjoy. This week, you can find me on Wednesday. We are playing Descent into Avernus with the Venture Maidens podcast. We literally put our eyes on hell last week, or the week before last. So this week, we're going to be finding out all about hell and the 9 hells and everything that's happening. Friday, you can find me here on Twitch, where on my channel, Drop the Die, we will be having our All Rogues campaign. It'll be our 6th session, unless some people can't make it because they're going to different conventions and things like that. But stay tuned. You can find me on Twitter for all those updates. And I think that's all I'm really going to plug. But thanks so much for having me. My favorite moment is not the same as everyone else's. My favorite moment is the introduction. I thought that introducing the session tonight was interesting in the theme setting and how you had a hands-off approach to letting all of the companions feel out one another. A lot of DMs take the introduction to an adventure, especially with a new party, a little too hard, a little too far, a little too fast, and they don't have a moment to interact. So having that moment between the 3 of us to interact, including Goldfish not being there, weaving that all together to get us all connected is my favorite moment.
I agree. It was a solid one. So thanks to everybody for being here. Thanks to everybody who hung out and chat. Thanks so much to Gwyn. I know that you have had to leave earlier, about an hour ago, for bed, but thanks so much for the gifted subs. That was awesome. And outro is going to be a little bit wonky because I have a widget that wasn't working that I couldn't get working in tech, but I have fixed it, but that means I've got to turn it on. So you're going to get a black screen for just a second. Then you'll hear the usual outro music. But I've been Eric, Do Respite. Thanks for joining us. And as always, for Blue, for Vera, for Spaceboy, and tonight for JB, good night, good luck, and we'll see you all next time. Bye, everybody.
When you have a beard, you don't always itch because it's itchy.